his neck of the woods.
What's happening? क्या हो क्या रहा है मतलब देखे तो सही हम भी. अरे I need one thing.
The expedition works
nice,
out,
bruh.
and again the bomb on the ground, but Eruption not fully aware of it. They are going to keep Army here on a tight line. Anyone crossing from mid could be dead.
One thing, you know.
So the bomb's still retrievable for the moment.
You can tell he wants to go through that smoke, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Might not have worked out in his favour. Shinobi set up, ready and waiting.
It's going to be that 2-minute setup as well.
Yep, I think that's fine.
Kulas there with him.
Yes, it's fine, Just
still just waiting.
Welcome.
Has been retrieved in the meanwhile. Fury finally finding Loba, who's gone on his own towards A, and that's going to trigger the rotation. Eruption getting deeper on the A site, worried about mid now. Yami able to connect, but he's not ready for spawn so close. So the trade comes through, but there's no one on the B site. Black Eagle heads up play to spin around in time.
Yeah.
And the 2v4 could be working out right now.
It's going to come down to spawns, isn't it? And that's a big kill to get onto Dobu. Just swings out in front of Kulast. Doesn't wait long enough for Black Eagle to be there, and so at the very least, Black Eagle's going to be able to cross to the pillar, get the plant down, and start to go on his merry way. Where
do you know, like, he's coming
will
from
Black
behind?
Eagle end up?
That's
Through
the question.
That smoke.
DES. No.
Play still on the site.
There's so many little nooks that he can just tuck in, try to figure out where to play from. And this one looks pretty good. Nice tight line over towards that CT position. He's heard those footsteps, but Coolest threads the needle perfectly.
I mean, end of the day, that's going to be very much an expected position, right? Eruption are almost 100% guaranteed to try to clear that area. So unless he can get that first kill, find the 1v1 and isolate it, not really going to see too much in that 2-on-1.
Eruption.
It's another good one for Eruption to win, just stabilizes things a little bit for them. Sure, they lose a few guns on the way through, but they have a fair bit of money still to play with. So they're in a pretty good spot right now on that CT side, whereas Twisted Minds are starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
I feel like Twisted Mind had their chances on Mirage, but they fucked up somehow.
It's his comfort position, though.
Absolutely,
it kind of feels like
they should have been there.
He's the money man, that's for sure.
They should have closed it.
Twisted Minds.
He's the brains, he's the util, but can he get past the AWP here? Jump in, saves him. Coolest forced away by the flash.
Katie's only got the Tech 9 as well in this round. It's not exactly the premium fire that Twisted Minds would be hoping for. But they're really trying to get a bit of work done in mid, aren't they? And they've done a fair chunk of damage to Dobu there.
Yeah. Loba just trying to finish off anything there. Towards E-box.
There's a little
cheeky smoke thrown, and Fury going to send some bullets straight back, but no one taking too much damage from this engagement. 2-3 split right now for Twisted Minds. You can see the bomb starting to make its way in through water. Loba lurking up at lane, and Doc looking to play a dangerous game, just flashing for himself now, and really wanting to try and find an entry, but it's Dark they need to worry about.
Yeah, Doc. Good start there. Catches Fury, but Yami still poised on the bomb site, trying to defend. He's going to have to pick his timing, or have to pick his battles, but inevitably can't get enough done, and Dobu trying to rotate his way in. Slammed in the face by Spawns. That's a bomb plant down. It's a 4-on-2.
But I always think
it wasn't a world where they were going to go for the retake, but that pick could change their mind. A second found. Spawn's able to take down Shinobi on the wrap, but Coolest, he's going to give it a good crack.
How about this one, Mac? What is his chances looking like? Time is definitely starting to tick away. He's got the smoke down for main, which is nice, but Black Eagle digs him out pretty comfortably in the end, and Twisted Minds will equalize again. Just does not seem like any team can edge their nose in front in this series at all.
Timeout coming through for Eruption now. They still have the AWP in hand for Coolest. So it might just be the difference maker, but they're going to have to try to put him in a position to make that happen. And who knows where that's going to be. Could be spawn-based. Someone's having a quick chat now about it. The coach chiming in as well.
Boomage Gang is out.
And Loba just getting those gains in. Quick mid-game meal, mid-game snack. Energy definitely going to be running out at this point. Long day to be a Counter-Strike fan. And we've got almost, you know, with the Blast TV Paris major qualifiers, the RMRs around the world, They're pretty much on
Last time
24/7 at the
Imperial
moment
eliminate kiya
for the
tha.
whole weekend.
I know. Qual is a
You have a
good
look,
Yeah,
at
that's
team,
right.
EU's running. When that's done,
guys.
NA's
NA's
going,
running.
Why they
America's
lost?
rather.
Who they lost
Just
to,
crazy.
actually?
So much Counter-Strike
Lost
to
to
try and
Pain.
digest.
Why
Hey, and
God,
failing that,
why?
there's 4 best of 3s in a day from
Who
Asian
won
Counter-Strike, so there's a pretty good chance that if you tune in,
Pain
we
is
are
too,
also
you're
live
like,
today.
wow. Okay.
It's 9 o'clock now, local time in Mongolia, so by the time Rare Adam and Tai Lu get on stage, it's probably going to be 10 o'clock at the earliest.
It's going to be
It'll be a big night.
big night, after midnight finish at
Yep.
the earliest.
And they've been waiting all day long to play that game too. So the nerves, the tension starting to build. Twisted Minds and Eruption not making it easy for them by getting through this series very quickly.
Okay.
Loba is playing a dangerous game, but perhaps
Coolest must have
Shinobi-
just looked away from that crosshair.
yeah,
Unfortunate timing.
this is kind of sneaky from Shinobi. Oh, this is dangerous. This is very bad for Twisted Minds.
That's if they walk past him. If they stay sneaky and somehow make it down the wood,
Mm.
then they could thread a needle into A main. KD, though, will he clear this corner? He was
No.
thinking about it.
They're going to set up, I think they're trying to set up util and
Loba,
stuff
Loba
now for the A side, aren't they?
Yeah, but look, Loba's going to fall, and he's going to be just that Mac 10. Trigger discipline is huge.
This
Again, it's
is-
going to be the lurk smoke, and this is going to be the call.
Oh.
Guys, go A, no one looking just yet. He's
What?
trying to get more than
Loba.
one. They're shifting util.
Brother.
Loba able to
What is
answer
the
with
three?
one.
Oh, man.
Shinobi, there was too much to
मैं
eat, and
POV
he got
देखने तो
none
लोगा
of it.
यार.
All that for nothing. Shinobi, he'll be so disappointed with himself. That could have been the highlight play of the tournament almost. Although I think it'll be tough to beat Mesdal, to be honest. But either way, Twisted Minds, they get away with a little bit of a freebie there. They've got to be thanking their lucky stars as they now turn their attention back towards B. Dobu's there, Deagle in hand,
Oh,
can't land his shots. Bomb plant goes down. Twisted Minds favoured to win the round.
Could have been so much more insane, but it was not to be. However, Fury, he's been real sharp. He's been the dream breaker with this Deagle in hand, and he might be able to slide a shot in again. He's seen that barrel. Can't find the head, though, and spawns as well. Will react in time. So, Orp now just looking to be saved. And you got Yami as the bodyguard here just to try and get some kind of information. Taking point. Twisted Minds, their economy isn't too great right now, but keeping 4 weapons alive is certainly going to help that case. And a 6th round as well puts them back in the lead. It's just back and forth right now.
उसके अलावा Falcons के Malaysian एक जीत भी चुकी है कि Malaysian इनको एक
Well,
बची है जो कि उन्हीं का
Twisted
मैप
Minds not prepared to say goodbye just yet, that's for sure.
Inferno, Kenny's.
They want this dream to
I
continue.
don't know, Inferno.
Dreaming of a major.
Obviously
How
a
many
good
people here are
matchup.
doing the same?
Mouse ने almost मार
You
कर
could
ही
tell
दिया
he wanted it.
Bro को. Just
Very,
got
very
almost
unhappy
out.
with how that one played out. I thought he was going to get 2
I thought he had 2 minimum.
at
Because
least.
they looked like they lined up, didn't they?
Yeah, but Loba, insane reactions, gun in hand, able to make that trade happen. Eruption now just going to be stacking one side of the map, leaving one member at mid, and the A site open for business. See if they're going to be able to catch themselves some kind of extra rifles. Loba making some noise towards dark again. Coolest, hoping he can put that AWP in the right position and lock down mid for now. If he pokes his head any further forward, he might be able to catch a timing onto one of these Twisted Minds members. But I don't think he wants to go that far without any extra info.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like Twisted Minds is pretty comfortably into the
Nice molly.
A bomb site right here. So Glass doesn't have much success with the AWP.
I think जो चार
And
जन है
Twisted
ना,
Minds having a
उधर
lot of
पैसा
success now
बहुत
on
है.
this T side. 7-5 scoreline, assuming this round goes their way, is starting to really come together.
फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना अगर वो मरते भी है तो. Next
Spamming.
by already or
Fishing for
they will
something
have
in the
their
darkness.
rifles.
And it's
Okay.
not him to find anything, but that is going to be a rifle on the ground now. Spawns falling. And you can see Eruption swarming, hoping to try and get themselves some kind of rifles in their
Very
hands.
off निकाल लेना
But
उसके
Coolest
हाथ में से
still
तो कोई बात है.
living with the AWP for the moment. But that's some decent
They
damage to the
cannot-
Twisted Minds economy.
It is. Not super sold on it though. I mean, there's still a fair bit of cash money there for Twisted Minds, and they're starting to look pretty comfortable on this T side. So how big of a factor will that play in the rest of this half? I'm not so sure.
Of course.
Ooh, still anyone's half. We're getting real deep into the game now. And I have absolutely no idea which way this one's going to end up.
They're tier
No,
2
I
or
mean,
tier
even at this
3?
point, I think I'm
Towards
kind of leaning
tier 2,
towards
not
Twisted
tier
Minds.
3.
They're just
Yeah.
looking a
Because
little
they
bit
are in
sharper on this
major
map.
qualifiers, but they're
Eruption haven't taken
qualifiers.
everything
The
that they
Mongols
can.
are tier 2 now.
I was loving that
Mongols are
smoke,
tier 2,
eh?
they are
Gonna
tier
attempt
3.
fade at
Mongols are
mid
tier
now.
1, they are
It
tier
seems
2.
to just be, you know, part of the
Simple
default,
as that.
part of the conditioning.
Okay.
In it comes again.
Yeah.
It just floats for so long as well, so it allows you to move around.
Massive deja vu, right? We've seen that exact same response from Fury, but this time, you know, again, maybe
They're
Twisted
heading
Minds have kind of read into that a little bit.
B
If I'm
because
picking up on it, you can bet your bottom dollar these players are as well. And we've seen Fury drop the incendiary, walk his way into Duck, and this time Twisted Minds are ready for it, so they punish him. Kulas under a lot of pressure, Molotov at his feet, bullets in his face. Twisted Minds able to get the bomb plant down again on a B. They are really working their way through this T side very nicely.
Just jiggling, punishing Eruption for missing those AWP shots. Both of them hit the ground. Eruption now, Dobu and Shinobi. It's all about keeping these rifles alive, so there's some kind of a chance in the next to get a buy on the board. Round loss bonus starting to be worked up. Yami, 2,400 in the bank means he can probably buy himself, and the other two can drop. Util, definitely a factor. And Lane, a solid place to save. Twisted Minds, though, 4 alive is going to be nice for themselves. KD, you can see after this win, he's going to be very close to hitting that 5-figure mark. And 8 on the board on the T side is a solid place to be if you are Twisted Minds.
Yep. 80% by chance. 80%.
But they want more. They know how close this map can be.
Yeah.
They don't want to be giving any inch to Eruption, because Eruption will take the mile.
They should take
And Warmers
this
in
time
tow for
Nearly
Eruption
again.
at the moment. Got to keep those fingers ready to go. I mean, things are slipping away from them again. Maybe a familiar feeling to what they felt when Twisted Minds was starting to gain control of those OTs, but they were able to reel it back in.
Yeah.
Won't count Eruption out just yet.
Early smoke towards that B main choke to slow things down. And again, it's just this battle for water, battle for dark. Twisted Minds, a whole lot of respect being shown and expecting some kind of aggression at mid here. Doc, though, the offline going to be the way he decides to play. And we see this rotation as well. Eruption giving up mid and sending it into this 3-2 split, with B being the strong side. But I see that bomb towards the back of A main, and that's going to be in the hands of KD, so it could all be a ruse, and Eruption starting to make a move into A main with this smoke at the minute mark.
One of the slower rounds we've actually seen from Twisted Minds. Very rarely do you see 1 minute go by with no players dead. So it's given Eruption a little bit of time to think, a little bit of time to set up. Shinobi's been liking this push into main. He does have Dobu behind him. And there's even a rotation coming out from the B bomb site. Eruption have pushed.
Yeah.
They're getting info.
And they're all going to be here. It's going to be a crazy party, but it's all a matter of when Twisted Minds decide to go. They're still setting up this util. The bust about to happen.
Yeah, Shinobi, he looks good. He looks poised. But Black Eagle looks better. Dobu tries to chime in with a couple more. Kulas, as he expected, hiding behind the pillar. The answer, of course, is no.
Whoa.
Bomb plant to go down here for Doc. He needs a 1v3. Already picked up the first. Spotted one member. Orb out. It doesn't matter. Yami, who's going to pick up the clutch, and Eruption find a much-needed 6th.
Great push timing over towards B main. They knew they needed some kind of info, and it's worked for another round. Twisted Minds leaving it too late with no real map control, just staying silent for too long, and they weren't aware of what was going on the other side of the map. So counted this time, but there is still at least one more round for the half. And the money still strong for Twisted Minds. They're going to get a full buy on the board as well. So it's going to round right now.
It is indeed. But this one round could make a big difference, right? 9-6, 8-7. It just feels like if Twisted Minds is able to get that 9, they keep that momentum flowing.
Well, 1 round the difference over in Mirage. You know, send it to OT, change the flow of the game.
Yep. They just like to play from the front, Twisted Minds. I mean, they were able to grind it back, obviously, from behind, but they did their best work on overpass when they were leading the whole time. So just try to keep their noses in front as much as possible. Loba definitely a bit of an FPL play, trying to push through that smoke. Nearly catches Fury off guard.
Good damage without being able to see. And then will fall away before that molly spread. But again, Twisted Minds just going to run the same thing. Eruption this time, not anywhere near as many members to the party, but it is going to be a mid-round bust. Shinobi not playing close, but he's going to drop this molly to try and separate the troops.
Yeah, very good timing on that molly. And Dobu once again is looking supreme with that A1S in hand. It's now Loba's turn to try to clutch out a 1-on-3.
So much time remaining in the round.
This
and
is
Fury low as well. Smoke fading, who favors it. Loba now has some space to make it over to B.
He's got a smoke now too. So where's he going to go? He's faked it. He's faked the noise. He's going to come back. Kulas is going to be waiting for him on the angle. Loba surely can't win this one. And Kulas will finish it off for Eruption 7 on their CT half. It's about as close as can be here between Twisted Minds and Eruption.
Close था, बहुत close था. Like अगर इन दोनों की पोजीशन स्वैप होते ना, यामी और इसकी क्या नाम है पता नहीं, Coolest शायद, तो क्योंकि फुल एचपी था Coolest तो मर जाता और यामी 19 एचपी कुछ था तो इधर ये भी मर जाता यामी.
I remember more Monesi clutches.
Right, yeah. You know, it's weird. It happened in Abu Dhabi. Obviously, last year, he starts with that, like, MIBR clutch.
Yeah.
But, you know, in Abu Dhabi, he had, like, a similar clutch from the same position and nearly the exact same kills versus outsiders.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird. Where I was like, I've seen this exact moment before, right?
He had the one good clutch against FaZe as well. For me, that one is the best because he played it out the best.
Okay.
I think it was last Lisbon groups.
I'm also thinking of, like, the Inferno clutch as well when he stole bomb from outside of apartments.
Yeah, it was against outsiders as well.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, two clutches, same maps.
He's just crazy in clutches.
Yeah.
Like, even practice what he pulls off, it's, I don't know how, but he just somehow makes it work.
You can't talk G2 clutch without bringing up Monasin.
अच्छा है टाइमलाइन टूल. वो क्या हो रहा है भाई, हार गई क्या? वो कमबैक कर रही है क्या? क्या था 13-2 था ना, क्या था? 12-3 था शायद. फाल्कन्स यार, अच्छा फाल्कन्स हारेगी भी तो 2-2 ब्रैकेट हो जाएगी ना. बट देखते हैं क्या होता है. जीतती है तो क्वालिफाई करेगी, जीतने वाली टीम इधर से नहीं जीतेगी वो. Anyway, I'm here for Loba sticker. सिटी साइड कैसा है इनका यार, एक मिनट रुको. चल टीवी eruption. अरे 14 हो गया उधर यार उनके, जीत की. माउस एलिमिनेटेड. वर्चुस प्रो. Anyway, Twisted Minds, stats. Anubis 2 खेले, दोनों जीते हैं. पिस्टल नहीं. Stat history. CT round win percent is low rather than T round, but not that low. 56% है. And now I want to see कि जो दूसरी टीम है वो कैसा खेलती है. वो कैसा खेलती है. T side that I want to see comparatively to CT side, because their Anubis is strong 10-3 and CT side is win. T side, so this is a competitive match still. Still a competitive match. Pistol round, if they lose pistol round then it will be a very bad thing for them. Pistol round बहुत important है अभी. Win percent ठीक है, but उधर ज़्यादा अच्छी है pistol round की win percent. वैसे भी utility वगैरह heavy utility dependent team है नहीं ना ये Twisted Minds, इसलिए 1 vote for Twisted Minds. Yeah, I think so. 1 for mine as well. 2 votes for Twisted Minds.
Oh, Molly going down to flush him out. It's all a ruse for the moment. Bomb's still on the ground, and we are going to see this move in towards water, but they're going to find it from mid, from the back of the head, and KD falls. But that's going to be some info now. And mid pressure still here. Twisted Minds have left the B site, But Doc, nice and sharp at this kind of range, and he's looking for a little bit more as well.
Yeah, Spawns getting in there
Nice,
as well.
Spawns,
Nicely
nice.
done. Drops the bomb.
Nice.
Doc, what a round. Three crispy ones with the USP. And that is danger signs for Eruption. Money's going to build up here on the CT side very early on in the piece.
Ooh, close game so far. No bomb plant for Eruption means no buy here on that second round unless they're playing a risky game, but it looks like they're not going to do that. Twisted Minds, however, lots of money. A couple of M4s in the mix, nice and early. And decent util as well. Loba, of course, probably just going to be SMG and all half. Who bloody knows? He's been doing it all series, all day. And Black Eagle going to join him here. But how are they going to play it? 2-on-2 seems to be the protocol right now.
Yeah, very passive setup from Eruption. Something we have come to expect from them on their T sides. As we've mentioned already, quite default heavy, quite relaxed at the early stages of the round. And, showing a little bit more presence toward middle than anything else. So it will be up to Loba and Spawns to try to hold on to this one.
Nice little offlines, Loba. Drawing attention with the spam in through the smoke connection there, and Shinobi attention drawn that little bit too much. He gets caught napping, and with the smoke in the way, there's no chance for a trade. And there's a lot of money on offer for Loba if he can find some of these kills against the unarmored Eruption players.
He's certainly looking for it. He's definitely not shying away from any of these fights.
Little pre-fire, nice jiggle.
He's only got 48 reloadable left in that MP9, so he's been spamming away, but does get taken down. Yummy with the Deagle doing some work.
Ooh.
End of the day, though, the danger man really in mid is going to be Spawns with that A4.
He's padding those stats, 14 and 11 right now. Doc doing big work, 19 and 8 for Twisted Minds. Really the difference maker. Coolest, able to snag one away to make it 2 kills for the round for Eruption. But it's another round in the bag for Twisted Minds, who are now over to the double digits.
Yeah, I think for me, those are the two that I've been most impressed by on this Twisted Minds roster.
Yeah.
Doc and Spawns.
थोड़ा मतलब आर्मर गया होगा बाकी कोई दिक्कत नहीं ऐसी
And they're certainly delivering in this final map. 10-7, a fairly imposing scoreline for Eruption, particularly if they were to drop this round.
They're not fully or something.
Let's not get too excited just yet, folks. Still got a lot of legs left in this map.
confidence आएगा और ये शायद आगे prepare करेगी coach वो
Barely
hire कर
excited
ले
Jordan. It's like you don't know me at all.
उसकी
Sure.
जरूरत है इनको analyst
I
coach
believe it.
वगैरह की जिनको बताए थोड़ा कि भाई ये ऐसा ये वो
Interesting
ये
setup, bit of a forward defense
weak
from
है
Twisted
economy
Minds
wise
on the
ये
B
वो
site
था
this
वो
time
सब
around.
बाकी play वाले अच्छा
KD
करते हैं
Have to turn away from this flash and does a pretty good job of that. Able to pick up the first, not the second. Second flash did actually catch him as well, but you've obviously got extra members on this bomb site that will make short work of Eruption. That is a complete shutout on the B site. Twisted Minds up to 11.
वो था by round
The difference makers right now. Starting to feel it, but they need to get to a point where they can close. And it feels like they're the best at that when they are in the lead. So they're currently in a comfort position. Those comebacks, they look like the high pressure was just forcing out little mistakes, made it very hard to keep it clean. And Eruption definitely capitalized by making it into OT over on Mirage. So there is a world where they can do it again.
पिस्टल आ रहा है पिस्टल के बाद दूसरा आ रहा है दूसरा तीसरा ये आ रहा है
Some worried faces.
लॉस बोनस तो आया नहीं
You can see there for Eruption.
आप पाए
Them a more iconic duo. Elfish Guy and Mac, mate.
saved economy there but ठीक है आप पाए भी अच्छा है
Dunno.
इनका दो
You haven't heard of them?
आर्मर है
I think they're pretty good.
but 3 हेड आर्मर कम है ना और
How about
M4 है तो
Twisted Minds and winning.
टेररिस्ट हेड में
How do you feel about that?
चाहिए होता है
I wouldn't say that's
nice
super iconic, but it's also it could happen. You know,
Well-
we're not going to write it off today.
I think it's under some question right now, actually, because Eruption have gotten into that site quite quickly with the pistols, and they've got the bomb plant down. It's 4-on-4. Rifle's been retrieved for Shinobi, so something interesting could happen in this round for Eruption. Twisted Minds just waiting that util out, and they'll begin their take on the site. KD leading that charge. You've got a low HP Yami that should be a pretty easy cleanup, but the crossfires are looking pretty good right now for Eruption. Swing in from Spawns. KD just watching the line. One more spotted out there as well, but time now becoming a factor, and Dobu's position is a strong one to play from. Loba
The kid's
gets it done because he's run out of ammo. I'm not sure. Has he got the time here? Loba sits the defuse. And .11 is all that will save Eruption in that round. Dobu ran out of bullets, but he still gets it done.
That was insane. Dobu clutching. You could see that retake from CT. No one wanted to go forward. They knew that there was a hard crossfire that they had to get past, and they just left it. What, 0.11 seconds, 0.11 seconds too late. Oh my. Twisted Minds. Again, that was up against like a mixed bag, right? Just pistols. There was one rifle in there. But a well-played round from Eruption to get it over the line. 3-round difference now. We are going to see Spawns just jiggling, dodging that nade.
Wow. By the skin of their teeth, Eruption are able to win a round. And granted, it's actually a really impressive round because they came into that with not a lot. So when you consider the damage, the economic damage that has wrecked to Twisted Minds, this next round a big swing round. Eruption could start clawing their way back in this half if they were to be able to win this, and Dobu is going to give them a little gift, a bit of a spam through the smoke will catch Loba. So Eruption well poised in this round.
Let's see if they're able to bring it back. It's a rough position to be in, but Eruption could choose a path with some kind of resistance, and going towards mid might just be that Yami. 16 in the clip, hasn't gone for the reload, and Spawns was very solid from this top mid position before, so we'll see if he can do it again, but he's fallen off the line, looking like we are going to see the stack towards A. They're trying to make a read here. But camera, fully dirty. No one going to be able to stop that from happening. KD at this range?
Hang on.
With a 5-7, the difference maker.
He's got an AK now as well. A little bit of a peek coming in from Kulas there is going to be enough to catch Doc off guard. But you're still in the 3v3 with 17 seconds left to go. That scurry is happening over toward the B-bomb site. KD can't quite put the AK to use to catch off one more. Is this winnable for Twisted Minds, or are they better off just saving these guns? There's the shoulder peaks coming through. Coolest hits the leg onto KD, but Spawns is creeping his way out, catches the player at Ninja. Not quite going to be able to get too much more than that. And Coolest, well, he's pretty much confirmed this one now. KD wants to have a bit of a look, but eventually opts better of it. Has to give it up, and that's an important, crucial swing round that will go to Eruption and break Twisted Minds' economy.
Insane scenes again on Anubis. And no one knows where this one's going to go, but Twisted Minds just dragging that lead back a little bit. Eruption, rather. Only 2 rounds the difference now. A big amount of damage to that T economy. So we'll see if that's going to hurt Eruption in the long run. For the moment, with that bomb plant, with a little bit of money in the bank, they will get this buy across the board, but again, at any given moment now, they're starting to get these rounds on back-to-back. If Twisted Minds can upset, they can break the bank in seconds.
Well, it's definitely not impossible. Dare I say it's not even improbable at this point. Twisted Minds have been able to pull off some pretty good stuff with the pistols. KD's also got an AK in tow, but he's just forced back through the mid doors. Courtesy of that Molotov. Russian are looking pretty comfortable taking that map control. But they don't like to hurry themselves on the T side. So they're not super active at the moment. It's just Dobu and Shinobi having a bit of a look towards main.
कितनी इफेक्टिव जगह है यार 5-7 के लिए 5-7 या फिर
KD needs to figure out where this rifle is going to have the most impact. You can see playing at mid means he's got those fast rotations to either side of the map now, and they're all going to start to group up over towards this XC happening on the A side of things. Pistols just going to try to block, try to get this info forward. Looks like it's KD to find 2. So still an opportunity. 50 points of health remain for him. Mid control there right now, and KD's doing it for 2 more. Man's on for the ace, and he might be able to find this 12th.
That one saved. AK is a miracle worker for Twisted Minds. The bomb is dropped on A. Yami will walk his way forward. KD, you talked about it. 5 kills at an incredibly crucial time when he might just be about to get that final one to lock it in for Twisted Minds. 12 on the board. And that is devastating for Eruption.
The only rifle brought into the round saved from the previous, and it's got maximum impact. Look at that, the smiles.
And you know what's crazy? KD was having a bit of a roughie in the first half, but has just absolutely picked the pace up.
CT Warrior.
That's right. There's always something left in the tank for Twisted Minds, isn't there? Eruption. Are they running out of ideas? Are they running out of steam? Are they running out of faith? Confidence? At this point, you have to start questioning it, because Twisted Minds are going to go up to 13, you would imagine. They've already let 1 round slip to Eruption that they probably shouldn't have. Given Eruption a bit of an extra leg up in this half, but Eruption haven't quite grasped it. They haven't quite run with it. And they're very much in the driver's seat, Twisted Minds, right now.
Can they make it across the line for another round? Pistols have worked for them before and made it awkward for Twisted Minds, but Spawn this time not going to be dropping the kill. He's going to be able to cut it in half. Stay on the line, however, Fury has 1-1. Awkward position for Spawns, he's running, he's skedaddling and hoping Black Eagle can help him. The spray down looks good, and they're going to play the old bait and switch from the stairs.
That was a bit too close for comfort. Yeah. Spawns, I mean, he didn't even take any damage, so I guess we might be overselling it a little bit, but definitely looked like he was in a position where he could have gotten picked off either way. 13 up for Twisted Minds as expected.
Let's fucking go, bro!
They're getting pretty pumped. Twisted Minds is feeling it. They're feeling like this is a possibility. Remember, this is the 2nd seed from the Middle Eastern qualifier. We all thought if anyone was going to do it, it would be Invictus. They've been knocked out already, but Twisted Minds is flying that flag nicely. And they might be able to knock out one of the hometown favorites in Eruption.
A couple of upsets, Twisted Minds showing everyone that they're not to be taken lightly. This aggression from Twisted Minds has just fully changed the narrative. Yami going to be spotting this aggression from Black Eagle. And this smoke as well on the stairs makes things that much more awkward. Shinobi just trying to figure out where to go, where to look. And KD is going to fall. Wasn't ready for him to be defending his spawn. And that's going to be the first pick of the round. Shinobi lucky to be alive and ready for Black Eagle there as well.
Yeah, okay. Eruption are not going down without a fight just yet. What have Twisted Minds got to throw into this round? Loba's on the push. He's going to have to find Shinobi to bring this round back to something workable, but
timing
looks like he might be able to swindle something a little bit here over toward B, and I'm not sure that Eruption are going to expect a player in dark.
They're certainly aware that it's dirty though, and it's almost going to end up being like it's a 3-man
Yeah, but that's
stack.
a CT molly. Is that a CT molly in dark?
That is.
So
it was just to draw attention, but Loba's cleared it, and now they're trying to figure out what exactly is going down. They know no one was there at boat, but they have to be aware that mid was dirty, and Spawns on the line is going to be able to strike, but he won't be able to finish. Shinobi finally falling with Doc towards the back, but when's this flank activating? There's a smoke in the way, and it's just getting so awkward with minimal time remaining. Yami going to be able to do it from the front side. Fury activating, and it's enough for a 10th. Eruption not dropping a 14th just yet.
All right, well, it does just go a little awry for Twisted Minds, doesn't it? I thought Loba might be able to pull something out of the hat there, but as you mentioned, Eruption, they're all over it. Don't worry about it. But they still have a bit of a comeback to make. I mean, it's the same story right now for Eruption as what it was for Twisted Minds in the previous map. They have to make the comeback from behind.
Huge flank They waited so long for it, and even with seconds remaining in the round, it still has full impact. Twisted Minds still with a full buy. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Minimal util for the moment. Just dumping a couple of mollies early. And just stopping any rushes. Eruption thinking about trying to make their way through mid again. It's an awkward approach, and KD barely living stuck between a molly and a hard place right now.
A bit of a panic instant there from him straight into the smoke, but gets out okay. So does Loba, both of them surviving on 12. This round is kind of teetering on the precipice for Twisted Minds.
Yami, big impact in the previous, and he's got a friend here this time. Looking like we are going to see a 3-2 split towards that A site. Let's see if they can make it to camera. If the bomb goes down at mid, that's going to be almost irretrievable. But Twisted Minds showing full respect, leaving mid open and stacking the site. Let's see if they can hold this from heaven. KD able to find one, and that's going to be the bomb spotted, but they still need to make their way into sight.
Oh, Black Eagle, he had a position, didn't he? But he didn't land any shots, just dancing around that smoke. It was a bit much for him. Now it's on to Spawns. Bomb's dropped in an awkward spot, and Doc is going to cover his back. Spawns just stepping away. Awkward little flash there from him, but in the end, 2v2, bomb plant goes down. Eruption, lose one. Shinobi down. Dobu has to pick the pace up a little bit here. He's been quiet today, but this could be a big impact moment from him. Unfortunately, for Eruption at least, it's shut down by Spawns, and Twisted Minds will go to 14.
My heart is pumping for Twisted Minds. They're so close to knocking Eruption out of the lower bracket, out of the Blast TV, Paris, Major, Asia, RMR. Oh my, I don't think many people in the building here expected this one to be happening, but it certainly is happening, Elfman.
Yes.
Oh, Dobu is unhappy. He's one of the people who probably can't believe what's going down right now. But look, if Eruption aren't playing their A game, then this kind of thing can happen.
Yep.
Doc finally smiling. He's been serious business, serious face on all day.
Again, I just want to reiterate the context of this game is that Twisted Minds was a team that nobody really expected to be doing anything in this event, and a lot of us came in with high expectations for Eruption, right? Mongolian CS has been on the rise for the last couple of years. They're playing in their home, so lots of pressure on the shoulders of Eruption, absolutely none for Twisted Minds, and Twisted Minds are taking everything and running with it.
And arguably, Eruption taking IG down pretty easily as well. Over on Nuke, you'd expect them to do a little bit better against Twisted Minds, but Twisted Minds looking like they might just be the first seed team coming out of the Middle Eastern qual.
Yeah, I mean, ironically enough, they weren't, but so far definitely outperforming Invictus. And Eruption, well, they're going to try throw something in onto the bomb site. It's not working so far. Loba making magic happen with that MP9. Dobu through, trying to make amends for the last round. Can't do it. Spawns hits a good shot with the orb, and it leaves Kulos alive. The hopes and dreams of heading to the major. Two Mongolian teams. Eruption looks like they'll be the first of two outs, and the rest of that job will rest on the shoulders of the Mongols.
Look, Twisted Minds aren't done yet. 15 isn't the final number they need. So there might still be one opportunity, but the money is gone skis. And Coolest just playing a slow game right now, just tucking away here at Ivy. Waiting for Twisted Minds to get too big for their boots, but they are very happy with the positions they're in. Spawns, missed opportunity. Coolest, 40 seconds, still has time on his side, but he's got so many of these CTs to get past. And Spawns as well, just waiting, trying to swing off the contact, but it's Black Eagle to do it from CT's side. And that is 15. 5 map and match points to play with here.
I just love the storylines coming into this one for Twisted Minds. They were all saying, we don't expect to win any games. We're not really expecting to do much.
We didn't even practice.
We didn't practice. We might not even be a team anymore after this, is what they were saying going into the event. I wonder if that changes at all now.
Who bloody knows? That's the thing. But they are certainly impressing everyone watching at the moment, making the right calls. Loba leading the charge in that IGL position and telling the troops what to do. But look, let's see what Eruption can do. They're just on the most lackluster buy. 2 Tech-9s, decent amount of util, some Mackies and a Galil in the mix. But they've got so much to get past, and that's a solid way to begin the end.
Yeah, Spawns Has found that pick in mid. Just a dry creep from Yami. He was trying to find her timing. It's not worked out at all. Smoke down, a little bit of a hole in it, but Spawns is going to keep watching. And the Mongolian fans will start to weep as their first team gets eliminated from the Asian RMR. 4 players standing between that.
Staying active here at Dark now. Loba just trying to gain this info, and he's seen this move coming forward. Molly to try and slow down the split, but the smoke's going to be invested. The minute mark hit, it's happening. An eruption are not going to get through the smoke. They're forcing it, Jordan.
Yeah, Fury and Shinobi have to try to clutch this one out now for eruption, but it's falling to bits right in front of our eyes. Fury down, and Twisted Minds have done it. They've knocked another team out of the Asian RMR. Who are these guys? They walked in and said, we don't practice, we don't expect to do anything, we won't win a game, and yet they go one step further.
Earlier, they were screaming, they were saying, wow, we've won a game, what's going on, what is happening? And again, they seem
ultimately elects to up and leave. He's going on an early rotate over towards this B site, keeping it mobile with the AWP. Just been spotted over at long, right? And last time it was a triple B, it featured this AWP. So hoping that signaling that the AWP is A-ward bound, that's going to send Game Allegiant into a B play. And actually start to trade these players out. It's just to reposition the AWP. It's not to stack this B side of the map, and that might serve them well because Game Allegiant is trying to wrap Arch.
Here the pot shot, that molly just about lands, but the lurker will not, and that's not even a round you could be against saving in. They'll probably just go for it, knowing they have a 3-on-2 on the B bomb site right now. But that fear of Python lurking in the shadows is in the back of their mind. A smoke at 30 seconds. Game Allegiant just call it off. Falcons have done enough. That will be the towel thrown in. 7 to Falcons after what was a 5-1 beginning. 5-2 beginning, a 4-0 beginning for Game Allegiant. This is a strong recovery from the Frenchman.
Then taking the lead for the first time here between these two sides on Inferno, as they do get to a 7-6 split. And this is close. This is a whole lot better. Some of the rounds the Game Allegiant have been winning just don't seem like they're sustainable, don't seem like they're repeatable, but they were just picking it up off the back of the individuals. But for Falcons now, everyone's starting to come alive, and that's what we needed to see. Not just NBK on the first map, not just Kenny with little moments of flashy plays. Body also there, doing what he does best. Masuta as well, some of the shots he's hit have been so damn clean. For Game Allegiant, because the cash you've been left with is just the 2 saved rifles, well, the third one on Isaac as well. And a MAC-10, the tech supporting it. Boost up for Kenny at middle early on. Will it pay off? Ooh, fast flick down, but Acor actually takes out Masuta.
Yeah, his first kills that were Game Allegiant's way into that previous map, they were 18 to the good, and 6 of them came from IM as well. But he's having a far quieter map here. He was second right behind Sui.
Yeah, and I mean, Sui's also going quiet, right? So right now it's really Acor and Kios as the tag team. If anyone else can get switched on, we're going to need it. IM drops down into the pit, but Isaac is there to trade at least. And so man advantage sides with Game Allegiant.
So
They've overrun the site. There's this fast mid-wrap coming in, but Acor in the long smoke. Will he be accounted for? MBK was looking at it. He was considering it, but I think he's decided that it's clear, and so Acor's allowed to spring this trap, and
beautiful.
they get crunched in the top of mid between Acor and Sui. Dude, Acor's having a really, really good time right now. Like, considering he's the AWP, but normally, right, you would kind of forgive your AWP player for being further down the board. He's been playing a lot of rifle, really only on the AKs, and he's been making it sing. He's the reason why Game Allegiant even have like a super competitive first half right now.
Yeah, Acor's always been a strong rifler, right? You see some AWPers who are pure blood AWPers who can't really rifle to the same degree, but that's never seemed to be an issue for this guy. And they need him now more than ever, especially with those 2 top performers going a bit cold here on Inferno. To think that they have 5 kills between the 2 of them in round 15. and they're still even.
But I'll say this, you know, I think for Falcons, Kenny's actually been a fairly big part of this right now, and life is going to get harder for him in this second half.
Yeah, they got to get him into some post plants, that's for sure. Right now, he's going to get lost to the wind in this round because Gamer Legion are walking all up B. And Falcons, for the first time in a while, are actually holding on to this. If an uncrouch comes through, MBK was going to die, but Acor can't see over that smoke just yet. Kioz gets spammed through. There's that boost. Oh, how did he not see him? Acor, a one-way to his favor, delivers the post, and it's bad news for Nathan. 4 on 4. Python staying at top B is a danger considering the lack of util and support. And even 1-for-1 puts his team in a very compromised position. Do they even flash this though? That's my fear. They might give him the dry fight he so desires. There it is. Python given a freebie. There is no trade. He's able to play his util and call for help. Thank goodness they keep it even. 20 seconds. It's Kenny versus the world.
Gonna swing this. AWP misses. And he's smoked off back in the spawn, but he knows one kill, right place, right time. Kenny S could win the round here. Smoked off in the coffin, looking for the wall bang, just a couple of pixels off the mark. And so this one set up for the retake, a 3v3. As Gamer Legion have a few seconds while these smokes are up to get settled in their post plants. They win that first fight and they slow down the Falcons retake.
Oh, here we go. IM finally being tagged as well. Drop down to 23. Acor closing the door, and it's all about Kenny S now, and he cannot do anything here. The advantage taken at the end of the half. Gamer Legion taking this one to potential.
अरे एशिया RMR आज थोड़ी ना खत्म करेंगे, अब थोड़ी ना होगा इनका मैच। कल होएगा ना, आज तो रेटम टाइलू का है, कल है। कल ट्विस्टेड अच्छा मंगोल और ग्रेहाउंड का 10:30 पे है, और 2:15 पे ट्विस्टेड माइंड से जो भी है मंगोल्स ग्रेहाउंड व्हाटएवर। अमेरिका RMR का क्या सीन है? ये तो हो गए। अच्छा, या कॉल और इंपीरियल देखना चाहता हूँ, देखते हैं पॉसिबल है या नहीं। बाकी मेन मैच तो लिक्विड फ्यूरिया का है, एलिमिनेशन नहीं है ऑफ कोर्स, बट लेजेंड स्टेज क्वालिफायर है। लेजेंड एक ही जाता है ना एक में लेजेंड पे। अच्छा है, इनमें जो भी जीतेगा फ्लक्सो भी अच्छी टीम है। 3 ब्राजील और एक एनए। सोच लो किसका पल्ला भारी है, ऑफ कोर्स एनए। इधर क्या है? इधर मोस्टली एनए टीम्स है, ये ब्राजील की, बाकी मेरे को पता नहीं। RMR तो ट्यूसडे से शुरू होंगे ना, मंगलवार से बी वाला। ठीक है तो भाई ये तो हो ही गए तीनों। ये जिंदा है, ये जिंदा है, ये जिंदा है, ये जा रहे इधर, ये एलिमिनेट हो गए तीनों। और इधर से कौन 3 आ रहे हैं वो चल जाएगा पता। एक तो एक भी नहीं है ये अभी तक, तो चल रहे दोनों चल रहे। ये भी होएगा क्या आज ही? आज नहीं है, कल है। आज फेस का लास्ट मैच, मतलब आज ये वाला है टोटली, इसको छोड़ के ये हो गए तीनों, ये 3 और बच रहे आज के। 2 लेजेंड जाएगी इसमें से और एक और जा सकती है, 2 जाएगी इधर से। अच्छा ये 2 कैसे जाएगी, 2 कैसे जाएगी?
Very doable. The Briggs pumped by a bait, though. They know they're in a bit of a predicament. Alex is the kind of the onus is on him to make a difference here. Nade in his hands, 94 points of HP, but it's not exactly a dream position to be in by any means. Captain Kirker rotating through with the bomb in hand. And it looks like they should be able to get it down. The only one close is Volt over towards CT spawn, but he's giving them the space. He's allowing them to take control of the site. So it looks like Into the Breach prioritizing a retake rather than denying the bomb.
I like this respect. I do like this from them. Bolt is going to throw the respect straight out the window, though, as he goes for that early swing onto Alex. He's indeed going to be able to find him. Kirk, 7 HP. It's not looking likely. I mean, if there is one person on the side of bait that you probably want in a 1vX situation, it probably is him, but not with 7 HP. We're going to see the first round on the board there for Into the Breach. Yeah, I mean, some aggression there from Cypher. Quite surprised he only found 1 kill and usually doesn't panic in those situations.
Yeah, he looked a little bit flustered, I gotta say. I think he was really hoping that he could turn around, drop a smoke and fall back to the Molotov, but it was just so close.
They pay the price, but there is more in middle, or at least there was a massacre from Falcons. And Acor dies too. That is a dominant pistol, and that will reset you off the break.
That feels good, right? Especially because in the first half of Falcons, they also attempted the mid push, and actually the mid push worked out brilliantly for them. They ended up losing a 1v3 to Acor as he was allowed to get tricky with it in the clutch. So now Gamer Legion try to hit you with your own strat, your own aggression down through mid, and you don't just repel it, you destroy it, right? There wasn't a moment in that round where it could have gone the other way. That's a feel-good moment for Falcons. They got to hold on to that. They got to ride this energy. If they're going to start believing again, rounds like that are going to put the pet back in your step.
Stepping their way into B early on. Utility dashed out again to try and deny this. Remember though, Gamer Legion, when they've had these 5-7s in their hands, they have still been such a force to contend with. We saw it on Overpass. They were able to pick up rounds where they had no real investment whatsoever. Here, it is just a big old stackaroonie. Everyone on the B site grouping up. And more so for Falcons, it's about shifting that focus towards A.
These are the best kind of rounds. Free rounds. Punch your ticket and redeem rounds. Don't see them rounds. And Falcons just round the A site and take it up to 9. It's going to be a full save for Gamer Legion, so they can play it again in the next. This would set us up for something, right? I'm not counting out any T sides today, not between these two teams. Very strong attacking halves. And Mirage to finish.
Yeah, I feel like in this second half, right, we're going to keep an eye on a few different players who we're kind of looking at early on, right? I think Body's still very much someone to keep our eye on. He's been having a great tournament and a great map here in particular. Kind of a key to the whole success of Falcons so far. Kenny was very influential. Well, you know, he was pretty damn influential on that CT side, but it will get harder for him now, having to AWP in the T half. He, you know, might struggle to get the ball rolling. Always a tricky map to T side AWP on, but this is where I want to start kind of looking towards really someone like MBK, who did have his moments on the CT side, was coming in with some moves down towards Banana. But if he can start to up the level, right, kind of replace Kenny in that regard, who held his own throughout the first half, I think, you know, you are going to have this trifecta, this Body, Masuta, MBK trio to try and lift you up. Dig you out of this, because MBK played his heart out on Overpass. So you know he's got it in him. For Gamer Legion, it was this save. They're running it back with these saved pistols and armor. So this round is still threatening. This round is just as scary as the last. Falcons have got to treat it as though it's a rifle round almost. You know, teams come into these sorts of rounds where you do have armor, you do have a bit of util. They come into this with ideas. They know how winnable this is. And so Gamer Legion take a bit of a lean early on over towards B with everyone moving over. Full gamble. Overthinking this would be your downfall. For Falcons, they're set to go A. If they follow through with this, they're fine. They are not in any danger, and they have this probe over towards B. Even if they wanted to have him make a move first, that's fine, right? Send Body in, kind of get the info. He's gotten pretty deep before he sees anyone, and that actually might bring them back. But thankfully, there's the trades. Now they know everyone's a B. Cool. Falcons are happy. Body did exactly what he had to. He actually even gets out with a double and all the info. And so Falcons will move in to the empty A site.
Sorry, I just had really bad deja vu from last round, actually. But it at least goes a lot better for Falcons again. Body continuing to look very strong on the rifle. And again, guys, he is the top-rated player of the entire EU RMR Group A right now. Or he was at least coming into this matchup, and hey, he's been keeping it going.
I think to a degree, deservedly so as well, man. He's been a name that's been floating around for so long, and it feels like he hasn't ever really had as much spotlight on him as he's commanding, as he's showing he deserves. And if he could be that huge factor now, the absolute X factor for Falcons to keep them in the game, keep this going consistently, it would be gargantuan for them. Already 18 kills amassed. How many more will we see from big old Body? The second shot he got off as well, but it was just absolute insanity, man.
Here's Acor's AWP as well. Just think about what he's been doing with the AK and the T side. Now
here comes the gun round, guys.
Exactly. It's like this was kind of the big problem. Is it's like not only is Kenny going to have a harder time, but you know whose time gets even easier? Acor, who top fragged in the first half of Game of Legion. Acor.
Who finds the opening pick?
Acor. He's very, very happy with this, man. Getting to put that AWP to use in a far more devastating way.
Stay away from Acor and Kios.
We got to keep our eyes peeled for him because he's already been running amok in that first half. You dread to think what he can do now on the better side for his favorite gun. 5v3 to open up this round. Acor started it, but IAM's added another onto that list. And for Falcons, this one's already rough. I mean, there were rounds that panned out like this for Gamer Legion in the first half, and they would save here. What would this be in the first buy round? Falcons don't feel like they have that privilege. They want to try and make this expensive, so that's like your kind of bare minimum target here is to at least do a bit of damage to your opponent. Can it be anything more than that? Let's find out as this util rains out into top mid. Molly's on either side to facilitate this control. It lets them move in very securely. Molly doesn't spread to that cubby, so they might have to run around and look right at it. This smoke will at least help them to that end. IAM's nade's lovely, does a good deal of damage. 53 or 52 off of that nade.
He will spam.
And now he holds the smoke. If they try to come through this, they're dead men.
Nice Body.
Even had the read to peek on the back door of the library, but Body was prepared for it. Acor. Man's in the back of the pit, could decide everything off of these next few shots, especially with the back of Isaac. 10 seconds on the clock. They go running in, attempting to get the bomb into safe location. Kenny S. He's going to be hit by the nade, but he does at least get the plant off. Body in the meantime, still trying to pop off, spammed in the back, focusing on the front, pushes up to the library, and Sui will silence him.
Yeah, I saw him scream that out on the camera as well. I love how Sui plays that super patient. If he rushes that kill to Body, Body gets a chance to turn around and get back into the site with the help of that dropped smoke. Sui just holds. He knows Body is contained. And that's a great round for the Gamer Legion folks. The repositions into Big Pit as well. They give nothing away to Falcons. You can plant, but you're getting nowhere after. Trying to level up and match it 10-10. Acor again starts A, or B rather. Kenny has his AW. So he's taking banana, but those are good flashes. Oh, he just got a chance to bail. He was still at the corner. Pot shots through this molly and through the wall, find nothing for Acor, but he grenades on the way out, and Sui flashed in, but that's Kenny finding opening kills required. 2, and Misuta follows up as well. A wall bang to exit that round. And now they're on the hunt already.
Yeah, they want to try and remove the guns. They want to try and go for all the glory. Really, maximum damage, maximum pain.
Oh, he drops off, but to climb back up? No. Python might find the angle.
They know what's happening. They know where this save is taking place, and they're going to wait till everyone's here to try and take these guns out. This is really nice restraint. Like, you know, when you're in the hunt, a lot of folks just want to face, just want to try and remove the guns, but this is like a very calculated hunt of these final 2 players.
Excellent.
they're essentially execing into the A site on a wrap, and so Isaac does well to knock a couple out, but the guns are removed. I want to come through with a little update as to what's been happening over on the mainstream as well. We saw that VP game go down. They ended up copping the 2-0 to Maus, meaning they fall out 1-3. The matchup that's on there now, Bait versus Into the Breach. That's taking place over on Ancient. And right now, Bait are up in the lead. Obviously, with VP not making it, marks the first time in CSGO history.
Really?
The champs of the previous major will not even be attending the next one.
That is mind-blowing.
So the final Global Offensive major looking to be historic for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah. Falcons want to be part of that history. And pulling it back here after Gamer Legion won their T-half. That would be a statement. Body. Looking to slam a bag of bricks on their head. But smoked off instead. He's going to have to respect it for now. Sui with a jiggle, but not one too many. They want to go and recommit to B.
B is weak. Who is playing Shu and IM, I think.
Akor's Orb will not be a factor this time around. It's Kioz with a Molotov. They could do a boost up.
Like couple or 3 rounds, he's not doing that good.
Oh my goodness, he's going for it. Surely he backs off before the smoke fades. This is a very dangerous decision to stay here with your one rifle. But I have a flash for this. He's just sending it. He hears nades, and he only takes a kill. That molly is massive. They do not have an option. They cannot smoke him, but he's burning alive and blind. He has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Masuta finds him. 3 on 4. In they go. 20 seconds. Falcons can't wait.
Oh, damage done on the boost, but Body replies. He's the one to get the kill.
He hit him.
Tag onto MBK as he plants, but the bomb goes down, and that is the signal for Gamer Legion to try and leave. That's if Falcons let them. Akor wants to get this AWP out. He needs to get this AWP out, but Kenny, out of all the times to win that head-to-head, it's now finding 12 for the Falcons as they commit to the hunt again. Isaac thinks he's put enough distance between him and that bomb site, but Body, who got that kill into CT from on top of Oranges, what felt like just 10 seconds ago, now meets you in the apartments.
Yeah, and getting these exits is so big for the mental as well, because you just know you have these freebie rounds that follow up. You don't have to worry about, it's like playing VP. You just have to worry about every round. The pressure never lifts. You never get a chance to breathe. You don't have that issue. Yeah, you're smiling, Harry, but usually, VP, that team, that's not a factor. They've hunted every kill that's attempted to be saved. This is save meta. This is the save map, and Gamer Legion can't get that either. That re-aggression from Keels looks crazy, to be honest, and I don't even mind it, but he's trying to pick players that are throwing nades because he hears them setting up, but he swings so wide, he's in the view of like 3 different players, and 2 of them had nades out, but 1 is covering. If he peeked just a little bit, he could have isolated those duels. Instead, Falcons, they get a free kill, and poor Sui is full blind. Without that, if Sui's not blind, he can reposition, but he's between 2 Molotovs. There was no escaping. Falcons, something has changed. This feels like a different team right now. Gamer Legion are just barely hanging on to this half. And now they're on bare bones buy as well. This feels like Falcons are taking us to a 3rd.
And what a recovery that would be from like I mean, you could see it in their faces once Overpass got away from that. They couldn't believe it. That feeling that, you're right here in this fantastic position, a chance to go 3-1 into the major at Paris, your home country, your home nation. And, lap that up one last time in global offensive history, and then you lose your map pick in the full 30 rounds. Like, bruh, I mean, Falcons look devastated at the end of that. They've built back into this one. They've built back stronger. And this T side is standing the test of time. Gamer Legion, they've got some pistols. They've got a bit of armor around it. Nothing to write home about, though. And with these openers out of Body, who has just been hauling Falcons through this game. There is no stopping Body in this form right here. It's ludicrous how often he's creating opportunities, creating space. This is interesting for him. He's in a good position here with the 5-7, but he'll get checked. Python flushes him out. And so Falcons get past the pistols, keeping it clean. Body's even here to try and deal with Acor. Right at the close, his top fragging counterpart on the other side, and Body wants to put him in a bag.
They have too much of money now, 5,000, 5,000.
Look at them, they're hunting again with everyone. No one's even over near the bomb. No one's even, not a care in the world. They know that Acor was here, he got a kill in the B stack, so they know he's trapped. But like, look at what they're removing. In reality, they're taking a P250 off of the guy. You don't get to have anything nice. This is why you can't have nice things, because Falcons take it off of you.
They swoop down, they steal it, and they really are building themselves such a huge bank. This is madness, man. Like you were saying, it's a whole different team on the server. From the individuals, from the way they're playing it, from the fact that Body's just brutalizing everyone. Towards the B site, this is just his domain. If they're there, it doesn't matter because he's just going to hit shots again and again to create that space. 13-9, Falcons clawing, screaming, kicking this one back to potentially them pushing us to a third and final map that would be Mirage to decide which one of these two teams advances. Makes it the whole way to Paris, the dream scenario for them. For right now, though, we're into the 23rd.
Oh, Sui to banana. Oh, he found a second, but there's still instant trades. You can't relax for long. Body finds that refrag, and Python back on the A side managed to get himself a pick. So the AWP scoping up, they hear it. And they don't need to fight this one. Go back to B, get a group, get an exec. A site that only harbors Kios with a single flashbang. And Acor doesn't want to risk going for it because he knows they were in apartments. So even peeking down mid is not safe. We need that pre-rotate for Isaac. He's the one guy with defending utility with a Molotov available. But A is so hard to solo hold as an AWP. They won't make that risk. They are scared of apartments. Meanwhile, Kios giving up B. Smokes come in, they have another, and it's gonna go, oh, it's not gonna go down. They've not smoked coffins. Kios has an off angle. He can get a kill and leave and play retake. What? What? Did he see him?
I mean, he had to, right? I have no idea.
Not a normal
That's
spam.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's insane from Body.
Dude, Body's a beast, man. 28 and 11 right now. That's a cracked KD.
If he did see him, we're talking like he saw like a kneecap, a finger, like, you know, a couple of pixels worth of difference, and then he just spams through the box, finds a clean kill. Gamer Legion, like, once again, they're in this moment in the 3-on-3. I mean, even the start of the round was like another keen example of this, where things are feeling really good and then so instantaneously just and unanimously turn against you. It's wild. Think about how this round started. Sui pushed down Banana, 2 kills. 2 kills, 1 through a smoke, just spamming. And Gamer Legion had that one moment where they have that like sigh of relief. They go, oh, our captain, the guy who carried us through the last game, he's just stepped up. The stars aligned. He even got a kill he wasn't going for, right? Just a stray bullet provided us a 5v3. And then in almost the same second that that happens, there's not only the trade from Body at Banana, but Python opened up in the apartment. So it's right back into a 3v3. But it's not over yet. They start thinking to themselves, okay, 3v3, we can win this. Kios has got a great position over at the B site. They've left his coffins open. He can play for the one and done, or, you know, get out of there and set us up for the retake in a 3v2. And he dies without even seeing anyone, without even firing a bullet.
Gamer Legion have won the last 11 out of 12 games on Inferno. This has been their go-to grind map. They won their opponent's map pick in 30 rounds. They fielded 8 T-side.
I really don't know what he saw.
What did he see?
Can we see that one more time? I'm going to get up and I'm going to go real close to the screen on this one. Hang on.
Kios, he moved. He made like one step. We saw from his perspective. But, yeah. Maybe that was the one step that was too far. This is the go-to Gamer Legion map, and right now they need to dig deep. They called a final timeout. Try and make something happen, try and make something work, but right now the individuals of Falcons have got them over the line. The individual of Body, it's felt like. Good grenade, but oh, that's a great couple of grenades. 2 players battered.
You can feel the tension on this round as well, just by even looking at the mini-map with the way that they're poisoning themselves. Acor backs off, gives up the lease to the apartment. But look at the rotation called in for Falcons, again, setting themselves up towards the B sites where Body's been finding countless delights again and again. This time, he's low, bomb in the back. But they're set up for this. This could be absolutely nasty, Harry.
Oh yeah, Sui. There's the opener. Masuta dead to it. Back to the side. Keel's still in play. And MBK dead. Kenny S with a trade. Sui still standing. In at the orange. He's going to try and get the reload off. Up and over. But Body's shut out. And Python can't turn around in time. Spammed from CT.
Even Kenny laughs that off, right? Like, but that's a really well played round as a team for Gamer Legion. They get be contacted basically, and there's a great crossfire, supportive flashes from CT that just keep allowing swings, and even Isaac spammed out that final player. So it's a nice hold, but it's one of many for Gamer Legion, and we have so many players willing to close this out for Falcons. There is no weak link, it's felt like, in this series. Orb fires off, Acor has his. Back up Banana. They just want to repeat it, and this time Gamer Legion don't expect that ballsy call. They keep 2B. Sui, careful on these jiggles, as we learned in that first half. The smoke comes down, they don't respect it. They get a spam kill, now it's on the Kios. Got to kill everyone. Gets a shot, gives it up, doesn't want to get spammed, not again, but he swings once more. They're already in the bomb site. Python just gets that frag. Kenny climbs over the boxes, and this is how it crumbles down. This is how it falls apart. Grenade will not kill Python. He's going to flash through, but they're already ready. Team Falcons on to 15.
And back on Overpass, they got stuck on this 14th round. They were up 14-12, were the Falcons, and Gamer Legion ended up pulling it back, but this time they break through right away. Kenny S, even in with a double to round this one out, right? Peeking over the top of the oranges, building a bit more confidence. Those are more Kenny-esque peaks, right? Taking an aggro line over the smoke, deep into the spawn. And Gamer Legion lost in the source. I mean, I think even the fact that they scrambled so desperately into this retake, solely out of... Oh, please got it. Okay.
Body!
Oh! Just gets out. But yeah, even the fact that they scramble so many resources into that B site once it's so lost, like, this was a pretty decisive L at the B site, rather. A 4v3. Most teams would have been kind of looking to save there. They keep dedicating through the CT smoke with 2 players sacrificing themselves to Falcons. This has really influenced what they can bring to the table in this one. It's lackluster in terms of the firepower. The util's very, top heavy on a couple of players. Some guys aren't left with really anything.
And they've got their game plan, they've got their answer. It's again just to bludgeon this B bomb site. This time we do have that third rotation. Acor's here with the orb. He needs something, but inevitably so he's smoked off. He lines up a collab. The smoke lands so late. They go in dry and they will die. Masuta gets a blind trade, but Sui's flash back in, and this is what worked last time. Kenny, time to throw back in the years, time to roll it back in a 1v3. Tech can't tap, and even though the orb connects, Sui stops him in his tracks, and Gamer Legion hang on for one more round.
It feels like, Kenny, what's going to take, once that first no-scope lands, that's where they're going to start hitting, because right now I feel like he's been let down by them a couple of times in this series. Still, 3v1 wasn't around meant for Kenny S. Was around for Acor, though.
They really jumped that gun, though. They went right before the CT smoke, or way before the CT smoke, rather. It was barely even in the air before they were entering Banana. Didn't read that triple B. But Gamer Legion might just keep going for it. It's all they're seeing. Try to stay ahead of the game. Acor starts long side. Falcons. Oh, they've got him. That's Body on 29. Won't find 30, not yet. This Gamer Legion stem the bleeding.
He's just been so good, man. Has Body. He's created an advantage in this round where you didn't have a lot to work with. Double short setup nearly gets awkward. I like that they've pulled back from it. I thought it was kind of ballsy to be committing with that aggro when you don't have info on the apartments. MBK would have loved to have greeted you over at short. Yeah. Kenny falls, that's the AWP gone. And Game of Legion even supplement this A site with a third man.
Final 50. Still paranoid about someone coming back down from Banana. They've got the bomb on their back as well. Utility-wise, there's a few bits that you can still work with. You don't have to commit to this fully. They do smoke off towards Arch side. NBK lurking at A. He can back on through this as well. Meanwhile, they start to take the pace up Banana. The rotations there. Split 2 CTs per site with just 30 seconds for the timing. MBK weaving his way around the back whilst the full frontal attack from the rest of the Falcons is arriving. Double smoke down, block off the angles, restrict their peaks on the site, and it all really does fall onto the in-game leader to make them lifeless. See if he can punish. Shooting towards the pool, but the bullet's not connecting. 8 seconds on the clock. You've got a plant right here, right now. MBK falls. They are trying to get the bomb down. Python finishes it off. Has the AWP in his hands as well. Creeping round the corner. Looking to hit the body shot, but Kios says no. And Masuta now must make a massacre in the final 1 versus 3 if Falcons want to be able to end this right here, right now. Hits the initial headshot, waiting for the peak to come through. They're creeping up on him. He's not ready for the second. Isaac saves it barely and keeps them in the game by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, that would have been horrendous if they lost that one, where it's Sui in the game win or the round winning position at back quad, getting flashed in and standing tall, but they clear him out. And Kios doesn't want to risk sending it after he kills that flanking player. They would have loved to wait for MBK on that CT wrap, but with 20 seconds, they had to clear the site. And Falcons can't close the post plant. Pain and more rounds to play. This would be shocking. This would be heartbreaking for Falcons if Game of Legion pulled this one back from the brink. 3 rounds, or 2 rounds in a row.
You're still at that point right now where for Falcons, you know, they have that little bit of breathing room, but it's closing up. They're running out of air, right? And they're gonna have 2 more 4-buys before all is said and done, where they're gonna have all the little bells and whistles they could possibly want. But it is a little concerning, right? You're going to hit that point eventually where the feelings and the memories of Overpass start to come back to you, how you had that game in the palm of your hands too, only for it to get stolen away at the 11th hour. Falcons do not want that to happen again.
IM just hasn't even changed his playstyle despite having a poor game, and I respect him for it, right? He's still making audacious moves. He's still gathering a lot of info on A. Last round with a re-aggression as well on short, despite being, you know, sub 10 kills. Only Sui's just now risen over that mantle as well. And right at the right time, Kios on a timer himself, got to get out of B. As again, the pre-rotate comes around because Falcons have had an incessant lust for this site. That's insane. Kios just swings with no support or flash. And Body doesn't miss a beat. 30 and 14. He takes that opening kill.
Dude, that's a wild way to have given up the man advantage. And if that's the kill that comes back to haunt you, that's going to hurt for Game of Legion. They played a tight game thus far on this CT side, but that little jiggle, you know, Body, with the game he's having, he's not the kind of guy you can afford to dry face right now. He's somewhat playing a different game to all of you.
Yeah. You can just see it in his aim.
So look, he's going to try and come through. There's a gap in this smoke. That is as good an invitation as he's going to get, but Sui will strike first. Flash in reply. They've got him trapped in the pit, and they are coming through. They get that trade. Man advantage still with the Falcons. It's going to come down to a retake over at B with Game of Legion, a man down and late to arrive.
They should be impossible. Isaac's all the way around the world. Python's going to hear him coming from a mile away. They have 2 flashes to get in. Isaac gun out the whole way. A-Core shotgun AWP now. and the time is already half expired. Not even a kill or a player foul, but a late attack. Python gets strike from the back. IM coming in on the cross. MBK and Kenny hit headshots galore, and Acor caught in the air means Falcons find it. They take us to 3, up against the wall. They do not stop fighting. A very scary first half from Gamer Legion, but they are snuffed out by the end, and Falcons find us 3 maps and a chance to go to Paris in style.
I'll just check Carrigan, because I think Carrigan is going to give me a lot of hints.
GKS, Justin Savage, Justin Kill Savage.
He's older than 24.
AK-47, more than 5 majors.
And it seems like he is not European.
It could be Nitro, but at the same time I think he's been... I'm going to try Nitro actually. That's exactly the same result.
Not so familiar with all the NA players, so it's maybe a bit tougher on me this one. Okay, let's try... The team is not Liquid, so no one from Liquid could be it. Maybe Rush? We can try for Rush.
Twist, he's Canadian, so not that guy. Naf, but then again, it could be Naf, but at the same time, but maybe Canadian, I'm gonna try Naf.
Hooksy. Wait, it's not Europe. Electronic. More than 8 majors, and it's not even close to the Russia or Europe.
Rush is not it, but I have the age range pretty clear now. American teams, it's Liquid.
It's Thomas, you know, a guy who has played in many iterations of UK Counter-Strike, saying can be ever crucial as well. These two need to be making a difference in terms of controlling the mental. Juve coming in as the coach as well to try and rally the troops. But right now, with the game that looked like it was in their control at one point, it's starting to slowly but surely slip away.
They have now leveled the amount of CT rounds halfway through that they found against Fnatic in that final map. So clearly they're feeling a little bit better about themselves. Kirk's on 21 kills as well. That is great from him. We kind of touched on Owner a little bit earlier, the fact that the IGL is putting up some pretty decent numbers, and he was quite quiet in that game yesterday in Fnatic. He's the lowest fragger across all 3 maps. And now that we see him come a little bit back alive, maybe that was the missing piece that they didn't have yesterday. And he's getting aggro with it as well. It's not like these are just default holding frags. He is just trying to go for those initial contact plays. Now going to go in, tags him down, does open up a new opportunity for that Galil and the MAC-10. But he falls back, recognizing the poor situation he's in.
Indoors excavation, Roland. Bit of space to work with. Even still, though, what are they going to do from this sort of position? Right now, it's not exactly a dreamboat of an area to be in. Indoors mid. Volt will find Amster, lurking presence, netting him up to 22 kills right now. Looking for more. A wrinkle of the ideas. Rolling and reclaim the space. We'll get a dink. That's all he will get.
Yeah, was looking for a little bit more there. Owner, wow, taken down by Cypher as he just pushes straight on through. Falls back. And now Captain Kirka on the edge of these smokes. Just going to be waiting for them to extinguish before he swings on the corner. Actually waits for Thomas to swing on through. Crucial finds one in the form of Wrinkle. Cypher now in a 1 versus 1. A round which realistically Into the Breach had no right in winning considering the buy. And that is the momentum shift that we needed to be seeing from them. It got a bit reset off the back of those 2 lost rounds. And they can take a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
When they gain that 11th.
That's big from Cypher, it really is. They just needed a miracle, right? They need someone to make a difference there, and it just keeps Into the Breach within an arm's reach of Bait, and that is all that matters for them. I think for Bait, for them, they know they've still got control of this game. However, you've got Into the Breach 1 round behind, and starting to feel a little bit of form, and most importantly, that economy over towards the CT side in a little bit of a feeble and frail state. The back over towards the T side, over towards Bait, it's a double M4, and then just a few pistols in support. It is not a comfortable buy at all. And this one is the swing round. This is the one that makes a difference. Winner of this shatters the economy of their opponent, and more or less could be, you know, massively adding to their odds of closing out the map.
For sure. This is such a weird buy from both sides, right? This was the save thought from Crucial. They've just kind of forced up around it Into the Breach because they recognize the situation. They're in the nades! Take down Alex! He has no hope of finding anything as he's completely blown out of the water. Wrinkle on the corner now. We started CT. Here's the reload. Goes for the swing. Not going to hit the first shot. Not going to hit the second either. And Rattlin is going to punish him for it. They're looking now to collapse over towards this B bomb site, or at least gain some information. Kirka thrown to the wayside. And now this Cubby holding Amster with the CZ75. I mean, its range is not its forte, but he's still going to be able to find that kill onto Thomas. Bringing it now a little bit more level. It's still 4v2, but it's better than 5v2.
Exactly. That's all that matters most, right? And if you're into the breach, lock this round in place. And I think over towards Bait as well, just keep the M4 alive. This is such a big round for Into the Breach to be taken because it just gets the momentum in their favor. But the M4 could be in jeopardy. Rolling, looking, but not quite finding. Owner will get the kill, and it will just about get on a dodge.
For now, Cypher's hunting. Cypher smells blood in the water, and he's going to be looking around for just some of these angles. But he doesn't have the most money in the bank. His aggressive style could be the death of him here, but instead, a little more regimented, calm, collected, instead of just the puggy, I'm going to swing around this corner, by the way, and find 2 kills, which is what they need right now, because being able to build up that T-side economy is incredibly important at this point. As you mentioned, that's what's the main point of this round was, being able to keep 3 players alive, 2 rifles, sure, one of them's a Galil, but it is what it is, and the AWP as well. Fantastic for them. Timeout now going to be called. We can only assume from Bait as they kind of crunch the numbers and work out, right, what is the approach here? How do we come back from this one? Because looking at the econ, they're about 2k each, and that's it.
Money's not good. They can't force in here. I just don't see realistically how you could justify that sort of a buy. I think you've got to go for just a low buy around the M4, save money in towards the next, and essentially kind of give up a 13th over towards Into the Breach, which in itself is incredible. Into the Breach on the T side, looking there like they're primed and ready to take a lead, which could be absolutely monstrous going forward. This is really a nice stage, and I think for Bait, you could tell they are feeling the pressure. They've burned their 3rd or 4th timeouts, and they're going to do exactly that. It's a smart decision by Bait. Do not overinvest into this sort of round, and essentially prioritize a buy later down the line. The only problem is there's not much left in this map.
I'm still quite surprised they've gone for this gamble stack here. The fact that, well, haven't gone for a more committal gamble stack. They've only got a 3-2 split, but they are going aggressive here. Cypher going to be the first one in contact. Good for damage, but not good for the frag. Lines them up, but Amster, too many heads to choose from, it would seem, and Rallen shuts down Captain Kirker as he recovers that AK. Says, no, 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 you will not be taking my friend's weapon. M4 is still going to be in tow for Bait. They reposition themselves over towards that A bomb site. The fact that they saw the bomb is like, okay, then surely they're not going to continue going B with that, right? We're just going to fall back. Not the case. Into the Breach, they're pretty content with pushing over towards this B bomb site. They've taken one fight. Hasn't gone too well, but they've got the weapon advantage. They know that for a fact.
Yeah, exactly that. They know for a fact that no other weapon's been scooped up. Bomb will be planted too. And now in terms of a post plant, it's a pretty easy one to set up. I think for Into the Breach, just make sure that it's not too expensive. Crucial. He's scared of a flank coming through the spawn, and I can understand why. It definitely is a possibility. Someone going to have a little poke around. You can sort of see it.
They were thinking about it.
They should be fine. I think for Bait, the big thing is kind of just play protect the president with the M4. Make sure once again that stays alive.
Slowed down now for ITB. They recognise, what's the point of pushing? Like, guys, we've got a round here. We've got 4 weapons. We've got a shed load of money. Oh, and by the way, we've also got a 13th round, which is already nice. This is going to be an important one. The 13th round that Bait could secure themselves as well. Now that we have a buy, we're in an incredibly similar situation as to what we were with Fnatic, where if they can gain this 13th round, then they can begin stringing a few more together, but it needs to be a clean one from Bait. If it's not going to go down too well.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, 13-12, and right now, we look over towards Bait and think, what can they do to answer back? This feels like a must-win round. If they can't convert round on 26, it could be all she wrote. Into the Breach 95-14, they'll break the economy, which means they're more or less locked in towards a 15-2, and everything is slowly but surely starting to fall into place. We're starting to see the puzzle pieces and the stars align for Into the Breach to steal away Bait's map pick, a map in which they have been so dominant on.
I mean, on paper, this map should easily be Bates, right? I mean, Into the Breach have a less than 50% win rate on it, 42%. And, well, we talked about kind of the level of Counter-Strike that some of these teams are playing at as well. If you compare Into the Breach and Bait, I mean, Into the Breach, yeah, they're no slouches, but they're not playing to some of the same level that Bait are. But apparently they are. Cypher on the swing. Got to be able to take down Owner. Crucial with a frag onto Alex there. Amston in no man's land. Trousers firmly around his ankle. Z gets taken down. Now Pistols into Crucial. Wrinkle. Thank you very much. I'll be taking that orb. I'll be grabbing another kill. And I'll be winning the round for my team. It's always his 13th round for Bait. If they can find it, then it's amazing. Now comes down to the 1v1 and Wrinkle gets it.
An ace as well.
An ace. Was it really an ace?
What a round for Wrinkle. I mean, he has done absolutely phenomenally in towards Donut. He's been tested there. And, well, he's made the look pretty damn easy. I've got to say, that is a ridiculously good round from him individual. Take a look at the highlights once again.
God, he spams down those two, swaps out to the USPS, takes him down. Yeah, I mean, the numbers are adding up. There's the third, there's the fourth, and he goes, oh, Cypher, hey, mate, goodbye. Here's my ace. Single-handedly dragging Bait to that 13th round. Into the Breach do still have a response, though. The econ is not reset. This is the round for Bait to be able to win. If they get this one, Into the Breach economy is in tatters. They can force buy up, and they probably will, but Bait then on the cusp of map point. And Into the Breach would then need to be borderline flawless. Owner looking to go for the swing from Thomas. Oh my God, okay, Thomas steaming on through to the side. Captain Kirker there with the trade. The spam from Alex. Molotov's going to be coming through as the bomb gets planted. This is now on Bait to retake this site.
It's tough. This is going to be really difficult. They got User to work with as well. Cypher dropping a smoke, re-smoking in towards the left-hand side of CT, and we zoom in towards the minimap. You can see they're starting to converge. Boo's going to come through, and Cypher going to post up. This is going to be hard. They are going to be smoked out, but still, there's a decent amount of utility for them to work with. And they're going to slowly but surely try and utilize as much as they can. Cypher elevated angle. Time is ticking. Rollin finding a kill. They need to get on the bomb here and now, and Cypher ready for his opportunity. Spam on the smoke. Did they get off the bomb as well? I don't think they've got it. It's going to be falling flat. Captain Kirk gets 2 kills, but it does not make a difference. Into the Breach. Steal away yet another round as they go up to 14.
10 players dead on the server, though. An expensive round for both teams. We are still going to be able to see a buy from the T side of Into the Breach. It's not going to be as large as they would have wanted. I mean, we can probably see a force from Bait here as well. Wrinkle had 2.5k before the loss bonus. 14th round is amazing position to be in here. Yeah, Thomas is feeling it. No time. They recognize it. Good comms.
It's lovely to listen to that as well. It really is. You can see, though, how nervy they are.
ITB timeout.
Fully understandable. I don't mind this out from ITB at all as well. As you mentioned, you were kind of alluding to it, the money for both sides is still in a little bit of a jeopardous state where it's stronger over towards ITB. They know that they're going to have that, of course, off the back of the bomb plant, the kills they got, and the round being won. But they need to make sure they lock themselves towards 15. They have a prime opportunity to essentially put the final nail in the coffin in this round here, but it has to be done here and now. They cannot let this one fall flat. This is going to be an important one because Bait have gone for the full buy. They're fully investing in towards this round. Here and now essentially decides who is going to be taking this map, and if Into the Breach are able to convert round number 28, money is going to be in absolute tatters for Bait.
I actually don't see Bait coming back from this Into the Breach win it. And Cypher and Crucial are going massive. Owner on the side, and good for one. Gonna die to the Molotov though as Cypher banks it off the back wall to be able to get that bomb planted. And now we see the rotate here from Amster and Alex. And there is a world, a universe, and where they save call here just to be able to stand a chance of pushing something through off another force, moving into round number 29, because Into the Breach are not gonna lose this one. There's no kit available, but oh my good God, Bolt. Oh my good God, Alex, have I really jinxed it? Is it really going to happen? Rallen now in a 1 versus 2. They need to hold the bomb for as long as possible. Rallen close in the corner, takes down one. Looking for Amster as well with the AK versus the AK. And Rallen comes out on top.
It's huge, absolutely huge. They stay alive, but they'll finest of margins and into the breach. They are dripping in sweat right now as they've somehow, some way made that work. Oh my God, that goes down to the fine margins. I thought it was done. I thought it was over. But Rollins steps up when it matters most. That double kill with the MP9 is absolutely emphatic, and Alex gives them a chance. But Rollins, when called upon, makes it work. And the celebrations over towards Into the Breach are absolutely unbelievable. And you can see why they're getting closer and closer to the finish line. And Tilt is starting to play in towards Bait. Reminders, ladies and gentlemen, this is their map pick. And we're going to see Into the Breach call for their 4th and final timeout. And I like this.
This is the mental timeout. This is the mental game.
But it's not the mental game over towards Bait. This is over towards Into the Breach. And they're just really smart. They're making sure they don't get comfortable. They don't get too angsty. They're going to try and just keep things cool, calm, and collected. It's the way to play it. Just try and slow things down. If Into the Breach fall into the pitfalls, the traps of playing chaotic Counter-Strike, they will succumb to pressure. And we might see overtime on the cards. But if they calm things down, they know they've got the better buy.
Yeah, they definitely do, but this force buy is no slouch either. I mean, we saw what Alex can do with an MP9, right? And now he's got a FAMAS in hand. God, Alex, everything was on his shoulders there, and he did so well to be able to find those 2 kills. Really gave Bait a lifeline, and it was laboured from Amster and Rallin in that final clutch situation. Both got a little bit panicky, but Into the Breach came out on top. The round is substantially slower than what we've seen from the last 4, maybe even 5 rounds. Let's be completely real here. Volt going to be holding this headshot angle, waiting for the swing. We do kind of see this mini execute coming out into mids, just trying to clear out everything they can. Volt yet to be seen. Oh, the MP9's doing damage once again. Amster, he's going to be the first to fall.
Oh, it's such a gamble here as well. Thankfully, Roland comes back in time. This is starting to get really dicey. A lot of damage dealt over towards Into the Breach, and especially that of Volt, with the numbers looking feeble and frail over towards Bait. Into the Breach are 1 round away, 3 kills away from taking their map pick. I think it's going to be dicey. Swinging in, Thomas will find owner. This is monstrous as bit by bit, step by step, Into the Breach getting closer to being 1 map away from the major, which is a first time ever. It's history on the card. Thomas swinging in, will get the lead for Rollin for the trade. All out to 1 man. Can Captain Kirker do it? No, he can't. Into the Breach lock themselves in with Ancient. They steal away Bait's map pick. And what a way to do it.
Wow. Those last few rounds, they were damn close from both sides. I mean, Into the Breach did well to be able to stay kind of level-headed. The perfect use of timeouts towards the end of that as well. Bait, of course, they ran out of them, but they still used.
I do think, Gamer Legion have shown that they've got a pretty strong mental within this squad. Back on Overpass, there were countless times where they had rounds that they just had to win, and normally with lackluster resources, and they would always make those work. That's telling of a team that can keep their composure under pressure. And so I like that there's a real effort to try and bring your kind of head and emotions back into the game for this 3rd map. They've got the pistol, and a full eco now for Falcons means that 2-0 is as good as done.
It's an accurate point as well, Bud, man. Like, even myself, every IGL I ever played under would say the same thing, where it's like when you get to that 3rd map in a best of 3, you forget about the previous 2. You treat it as a best of 1. You leave emotions and you leave it all at the door when you come into it. Right now, though, it's the door closing on a B bomb site as the SMGs are farming up the frags, and that is squeaky clean. 4 kills. That's what you want to see. Convert these rounds, but do it in a fashion where you're not having to throw away extra economy immediately. Build up that CT side and get yourself grooving.
Well, they've stuck the landing on the conversion, but the goal for Falcons was always to bring the guns out in this round. They knew they weren't going to do a lot in that last one. It is going to be lacking the AWP. That's the nature of the 3rd round buy. Kenny going to have to wait a little bit longer to get his hands on one. Aggression into Palace and Body on the receiving end of it. It's Sui to deal with him in that head-to-head. Convincing kill from MBK out in mid as contact is traded all across the map, but to the advantage of Gamer Legion. Only losing one man in the process. Kind of dire straits already for this first rifle round. Python's trying to make a move in through window. Does catch. I am repositioning in the market. Now they know about this window player. They've got him boxed in. They're not giving him many options. If he tries to go through the murder hole, he's a dead man. But with Kenny taking the bomb back towards ramp, he's probably trying to manipulate these rotates. There might come a time where he feels kind of tempted to go seeking his fortune and wrapping the spawn, and I just hope that that isn't how they choose to play this. Kenny has taken the bomb towards CT, though. And the fact that he wins that fight, Kios has to stop looking at jungle eventually. Both these players are low. Kenny and Python are both injured, and that kill comes for free as Python runs it down into CT. Not aware of that second man. There is a huge flank coming in from Isaac as well, all the way up through ramp. But even though he's got the MP9, Kenny is so wounded, so injured that the MP9 is fine at this range. Kenny's dead, not ready for the flank. And so that's a bit of a frustrating death to have, just because it's not even a move you were considering, not even a move you thought was going to happen. And so it fully blindsides you. That's a bonus round, cooking up the answer in the third. A real boost to the Gamer Legion camp, as Falcons will just have to eco again. And so this is going to be a lovely scoreline for Gamer Legion. Look at how hyped Sui's getting. He's really making sure everyone knows. And everyone knows how good they should feel about how this is starting.
You need that. You've got to ride the high. We saw how much that did for Falcons back on Inferno. But for the first 3 rounds of Mirage, they have had their wings clipped, and they are not looking like the same level of lethality that they were serving up. Of course, a few of those rounds not really having the money to support yourself. Here, the quasi-buy comes out, Tech-9s, Deagles, the 1 AK for Kenny. Utility passed across so they can set themselves up for this. B looked good against the eco, and that was just the MP9 slapping him in the face. This is the first real test, and Isaac on the fadeaway shot takes down Masuta. Kenny claps back though. That's the one Kalashnikov that was brought into the round, at least making a bit of momentum for them. Response back onto body, looks good. MBK with the tech, hits the head and drops him.
Yeah, this has gotten really interesting. Kenny's given way with the opener, and MBK getting that trade over towards short has kept the pressure on. They've not been able to retrieve these guns, so right now it is just Kenny with that hero rifle still. He's going to get smoke spammed. What a rough way to go, but MBK, they play out through the door, and the Tech-9 comes alive. MBK, take a bow, because you've just stolen this round away from Gamer Legion. He's even chasing the AWP. Acor trying to get out of there, trying to put distance between him and these two Ts, and he will get out with the AWP intact at least. But a round for the Falcons from nowhere. It's that hero AK on Kenny, couple of Tech-9s, and they find it. Also great to see Nathan with performances like this to open up. MBK was very much the guy on overpass. And so if he can even get back to like 75% of what he was bringing to the table there, ooh, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, he definitely had a little bit more trouble on Inferno. One with the board. But that's Falcons coming in early with a round. Double Palace push. Body, though. This guy is sharp. Not the person I want to run into. Standing still, but Sui clears it perfectly and gets himself an upgrade to boot. Body being snuffed out of this game already at 0-5. And 4 of those being opening deaths as well. It's not going to do wonders for the confidence at this point for Falcons. They need him more than ever. Mid-take in response. Falcons know they can get away with it with relatively little resistance after that Palace push. MBK, don't know how he got hurt. Did he nade himself? Just lost like half his health in middle, but no one nearby. Falcons are gonna meet him in the A site with a ramp split, and Shui's so pushed up, man. Kios just needs the info, and Shui can play to stop the plant. This is a dangerous timing, though, and he's gonna get punished. Kenny picks him out ramp, and now Sui has got to stop them from getting too comfortable in the site.
Rotate round from the AWP. Sat back in the spawn. Plot comes in. There's nothing that Game of Legion can do about this, but they still have this Palace player. Sui gonna strike. Masuta out of the round now. Kenny holding a narrow angle into the spawn, but they bait him with that jump across, and Acor even lands the tag through triple. MBK is gonna do it. And this 1v3, this time, asking him to multi-kill in this situation, that's too much to bear. That one crumbled so fast for the Falcons. You know, they were sat so pretty. They're not being given any contact. They feel safe to plant the bomb. They're sat there and they're wondering, just where are Game of Legion? No one's even given this a look in. Well, Sui then plays his cards out through the Palace, strikes Masuta in the bomb site, and this shot to bait Kenny with the jump out, then follow it up by immediate, like you can see, because that's frustrated. That's one where when it's done to you, you know that was calculated, that was put together, that was designed to ruin your day, and ruin it did. The fact that Acor then even goes on to spam out the guy hiding on top of triple is just wild. And it screams to the fact that Acor is coming into this with his head screwed on, keeping up that form from Inferno. Kind of a later series activation from that guy. But if he can keep it up, sky's the limit. 4-1.
And every map, it feels like we've had a different hero or heroes for Game of Legion, right? Shui was undoubtedly the standout player on Overpass. Acor had a crazy map on Inferno, but now it's Isaac starting extremely strong as well. The depth of talent continues, and Sui starts strong in middle. 5-on-4 taken to Kenny. Acor dropped down under. He's locked in a box, and Python shuts it. Suter runs a molly. Sui still took one with him, and IM. What an important swing to keep things good for Game of Legion.
Mate, big 2K.
Hello?
Yeah,
How has
this one's
happened?
weird. This one's weird.
How has this happened?
But I mean, the bomb's in top mid, and he's going to get spotted later.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
they got the info. It's fine. Rounds one. Easy. Body thinks he's being sly, that he slipped the net. When really, they know all about him.
Yeah.
And so there's the close. Beautiful round from Shui, man. He just destroys the Frenchies there. Call him Shui 2K as he doubles up over in middle. Love that for him. Fighting the top mid, drops into the lower tunnels. Finds another. Kenny S, first man to fall. Then he goes in to assist Acor. Adds another to the tally.
Guys, keep it up.
Such contrasting energies from both teams, and I mean, fair enough, the proof's in the pudding with the way that the game's going right now on the CT side for Game of Legion with how they're playing this. And it's insane as well, Body, from what we had on Inferno to here, where he's being denied even being allowed to play Counter-Strike at the minute. The man's gone down so many times before he's even got a look at the round. At that opportunity, he thinks maybe finally I can do something, at least get a couple of frags, get my blood pumping. Instead, he's just silenced. 0-6 on the scoreboard. And a 5-1 lead for Game of Legion when they group up. With the bits they've got to work with, Hugo, they're going to try and make a bit of an A play.
Yeah, they might catch Kios. He's been caught jumping and making moves here. This is a lot safer of an option, though, because he's covered behind the ticket. He sees him get out. He can flash his teammate in. Acor commits, and there's the kill for Body. Finally on the board. Activated from the Palace. Kios moves through with a nice little smoke to play behind, and he can pick either side of the site. Kenny trying to plant. If he gets away with this, that's mental. Planted with Con as well. They have no control there. It's a full CT retake. Isaac with 2 more, and MBK the reload. He won't even get the mag back in. He's dead. Game of Legion swarm on the CT side. And much as how we saw on Overpass, right, with this just ball of death, they would run around on the T half, snaking through toilets, hitting B short. They're doing the same on the CT, roaming as a pack, taking middle together. We've seen some really nice mid trades. Even a double Palace push that Shui gets away with. Everything is as a unit. And right now, everything's under control for Game of Legion.
Sui was literally sounding the alarm, like dropping the woo, woo, woo.
Sui.
God damn, man, that's so sick. All right, well, here we go. 8th round kicking off.
Oops. They heard that.
Yeah, a lot of attention in mid in this round for the Falcons, but it feels like Gamer Legion are willing and ready to meet them every step of the way. And even trade, that's all right for the Falcons. You'll take that. It's going to stretch the resources of this CT side that much thinner. And now you actually get given a little bit of respect over in middle. You get to have this control. Gamer Legion are just going to fall back and hold the extremities, right? The angles that you get once you've got this mid control. That leaves them split 2-2 between either side. And
what? That was up close.
Oh, okay, buddy. All right, buddy. Here's IM inside of the back of the site. Going to tuck himself in. Knows he might have to go big here.
They take all the time in the world to allow body to reset. And I am so confident that he leaves ramp open. He's going to commit inside of it backwards into ramp. It's a good flash, but IM will cover his teammate. They now know both positions. Isaac swings from spawn, and he drops the bomb in the open. Time's ticking. Masuta's on the clock in a clutch. Oh. What a repause for IM in that round. That's incredible. He is so confident the body's left ramp. He literally walks in backwards, reading the Palace reset, and because they knew that Falcons had to be middle from that underpass tag and the trade onto Sui and Con, they knew exactly what was going on. A little Con split. These rounds have been telegraphed. Gamer Legion always in the right places. It's not been hard to figure out the end goal of these T sides.
Give my man a WP, give my man a WP.
I mean, look at who you're playing against. Young Puggers.
Give my man a WP.
They've played Mirage before.
Man, I got to say, though, this is like, out of all the ways that this map could have opened after the kind of high-intensity Inferno, Falcons, they just wanted anything to hold on to. The fact that this is such a wash to begin is really worrying. I think it's going to be so easy to just kind of feel frustrated at this point as opposed to looking for those solutions, man. Like, I don't know, they came into this feeling good, and all the kind of player cams you saw Smiles like, look, they haven't even done a dribble or util damage. I mean, that's kind of wild. And a lot of these rounds have felt pretty clean cut. Like, even in situations where Falcons have had bomb plants, normally it's Gamer Legion kind of going, yeah, we'll give them the site, we'll just win it in a retake, you know? And that's a scary spot to be in. You're getting chances, you're getting control, but it's because your opponent feels so comfortable in those retake moments. That's a nice opener. It's going to go untraded. There's no way to equalize this. No
comment.
There's the equalizer from Sui over on short. Big kill. Into the 4-on-4, and he's swinging mid all over again. Body on the receiving end, and Acor couldn't adjust in time. They learn about MBK, but learning about him's one thing, dealing with him is another. Kenny S with the Tech 9 will make it up through the connector, bomb in tow. But look at Palace. Yeah. Look who sits here. Kioz has been waiting for this since the start of the round. This is a real nasty position to hold, and I mean, it's stolen a round away from Gamer Legion before.
Oh, he jumped the gun on that one. He could have just waited for the plant. He's caught by two players, was still crossing in. They knew there had to be a close A player, right? Firstly, Shui's still alive, even though they knew he wasn't there, but they're spamming on the back. They're looking at ramp. And he jumps the gun, putting his team in a 2v3. Shui and Isaac split up and split open. It's Sui with no smoke for that bomb either. The big threat is the Palace player, and Kenny's just going to swing it out, end it on his own terms. 2 rounds now for the Falcons. They wake up.
Still early doors in the game as well. This was a good opportunity to grab yourself a second round that T side, but this was just madness towards middle from Sui, man. Like, I was right there with you, Harry. You're thinking, okay, you've got the opener to work with. This should be pretty damn clean. You can build off the back of it. He just does that for the 2 frags, and for it to finish in the manner it did. Very bizarre round with how close these have been. Acor again going for the drop down early on. Oh.
Kenny is pop, and now what will he do? He will play slow. Mirage, Kenny is.
MBK give it up, but then go back for more because Kenny's found that pick from Palace, and Kioz has been cleaned out as well. Akor's mad dash through the Molotov and through the smoke, and he does hear that drop off, but he can't kill Kenny, covered by the mist. 2-on-3. Isaac could creep in, but MBK's turned around at the right time, and Acor should look to save, but he's in the middle of a war zone right now, escaping as MBK closes the gap. He's got to fight for this gun. Oh, I think he's good. Rooted out in time, but it's still 3 for the Falcons. If there's one thing we've learned from this series already, it's late game activations. You don't win in the first half.
And yeah, I mean, this is like best case for them to start turning it around, right? Breaking the money now, chance to start to go on a little streak. You will have Acor's AWP to worry about in this coming round, but nearly didn't have to worry about it. Nearly, about a second off, actually, of not having to worry about that anymore. But it is something they will have to pay mind to. Okay, finding 2 in a row now. And MBK, alongside Kenny S, being the ones to make the magic happen. Just pistols around this AWP, so right now...
They can't give this round.
It's kind of like, you know, you're going on a little scavenger hunt. You're going to go look for where the AWP is, and once you find it, unlike with the scavenger hunt, you're going to want to run away, go somewhere else.
They're going B.
Resmoke window. Just to keep them guessing. Deny that information. But the B pop should be assured, and Acor should be saving.
अभी साक ने क्या करा ना उधर किया spam. अब mid से आपने return spam नहीं आया
The
उसको तो चल
scavenge,
गया
but
पता
another
कि ये fake
round
smoke
and another
था।
chance in the
जल्दी वाली
next.
चीज़ थी भाई।
Isaac, he could hide out if he wants, try and get behind the car. Jump spot sees 3 at least. And he's out of there like a light. Oh, that's massive for MBK. Sure, they can go back and pick it up, but he's going to try and hang around and take as many as he can with him. Ooh, getting chipped away. More kills. Isaac will grab 1, and now there's suddenly 2 guns to pillage. Falcons still win the round. They don't want to risk throwing away another kill. If they did now, you could make a argument for Game Legion to attempt a retake. So Falcons will cut their losses.
This is souvenir M4.
All right, there's that promised 3rd in a row, though, starting to close the gap. And, you know, there's still a world. I know it feels like we're far away from it, but there is still a world where Falcons can go on and win out the half here. It's going to take a good bit of the momentum swinging their way, but hell, man, they're kind of putting in the footwork, the legwork right now. And it's cool that it's this Kenny S and MBK duo kind of lighting it up, making it happen. We had a great game from Body on the previous map, and I mean, this trio, this is kind of the intrigue, right? This trio, the last time we saw those 3, Adam Major would have been back at E-League Boston 2018 under the G2 banner. So it's sick that, you know, Body helped get them to this 3rd map, and now it's MBK and Kenny S putting in the legwork.
And it takes getting back to a French team as well, right? We talked about the issues MBK had inside of OG, inside of Maus, not really reliving his glory years, but seeing some of the best face out of him we've seen in many years inside of this Falcons roster right now. It's the pistol all over again. I am up top mid, chasing down the Python, snake in the grass, and I am wrangles with it. MBK looking for a B pick. This is a fake, though. How much attention will it draw from Game of Legion? Do they feel the pressure right now? Suter makes it clear the objective for Falcons, out ramp, out palace, but smoked off is going to stall this round out. They can recommit later. If MBK found a pick here, it would open up an opportunity, but without it, they're just going to hope for the best with a B hit. And look at who's getting curious. What might be the perfect time, but his back is now turned to the real objective. They're coming in through mid. Short split to B, and he knows MBK's in apartments. They can just set up for this. They can just gamble. They can just rotate into B. No info of where these mid players are going, but with MBK and apartments, that is enough information. Isaac might even get the kill, but MBK swivels and takes that one, and now they can split up if they want. Go back to that A site. Do they realize Masuta is selling it. Bomb's coming in as well. Kenny can't trade. He might have to go back and join his teammate in con.
This is getting really awkward, though. They're very divided here. MBK still dedicated to pushing through the apartments, and this AWP of Acor, the lone line of defense, besting Kenny S in the AWP head-to-head. With the bomb gone, Body's pushing here. Gonna mean that MBK's got to grab it. He's got just enough time if he can sprint up the connector. But he needs his teammate to deal with the AWP, and Acor nailing shot after shot. Frustration setting in for the Falcons. Body with a desk slam.
Yeah,
he dedicates to that CT wrap. He's trying to take space, trying to take players out of the round, but it leaves Kenny, it leaves MBK to the full mercy of that AWP on Acor's back in at A. The lone player, by the way, everyone else for Gamer Legion over towards that B side of the map, and Acor makes it look so comfortable, so easy.
He peaks at the perfect timings behind triple as well. Doesn't jump the gun, but also knows if he doesn't make a play, that bomb can get into the site. He waits for that player in con to have to try and get past the short split.
Yeah, he like hit that perfect. He waits till it hits the point of no return, where the bomb has no choice but to be moving his way, right? Like he peaks in the final like 9 seconds, because if you actually want to get that bomb down, that's around about the timing that you've got to start moving out the connector. Perfectly played from Acor. He's got a very cool head on his shoulders. He's keeping up that strong performance from the second map, and it is a delight to see.
This has always been a really good map for Acor, even in Mouse, especially in Mad Lions, was a go-to for this guy as well. So. Yeah, this is it's turning out very nice for Acor on the CTA WP, making it sing, winning the half now on CT side, something we've not seen this series. It's been 8-round T sides or more. Acor, he's confident. Look at him go, dropped into under. Dangerous though, without a smoke thrown in the underpass, he has to consider every option, and IM swings out, but he dies. They could do it for Acor, they could do it, but escaping in time is Python. Out in the site, they're getting picked apart, and it's a dead round. Lost in the source, and 9 to find for Gamer Legion.
It's madness. The way these rounds just flashing by us in a matter of seconds as well. You're thinking the opener was something they were going to build off the back of. It looked like this was their chance again to get another round. But instead, it's just going to be some frowns. So there really isn't much that you can do. Peek out, at least don't die after time. The frag will be secured, and so will the round go along with it. As this is just a monstrous half that they are being able to amass now.
Yeah, and opening kills in almost every single one of them as well. 9-4 in score and in those opening duels for Gamer Legion. And they're really starting to feel the stress as well. It's slipping through their fingers. They had to fight so hard to pull this one back, to make it 3 maps in the first place, and now might be all for naught. You don't even want to think about who or what waits for you in that 2-2 game. Not just losing the lucky chance to be legends, but maybe even qualifying at all. Falcons look to pop Palace and go for another Hail Mary on A. Look at the stack.
Yeah, they're going into fight the force, but hang on a second. Oh my goodness, all the kills have come through for the Falcons. These rifles getting the job done, and Python there with his Deagle to get the trade. It's left just to one man, 1v3. But the one thing he's got on his side is the speed and the pace of this wrap round. They're holding for him on either front. They're waiting for this. Oh, little swing out of Kenny S. Has him locked in up in the Palace, though. And the Prince back on his throne as he bests him to find that round for the Falcons on a low buy as well. They come into that with a handful of AKs, mostly pistols in play, and into a stacked bomb site. That's what makes it even more impressive.
Seemed like Gamer Legion, something twinged in their head, and they realized what was about to happen, but they couldn't get into the site in time. There were smokes down, and they popped through with really good flashes. So Gamer Legion, even if they knew what was going on, it was just a few seconds before they were poised for it. And the pace in this T site has been unbelievable, but will it work is the question. Trades out, Masuta spams. You're not ready for a third player on the back, though. Kios needs to bide his time.
Oh, there's one kill, but the others are allowed to fall back, and now they know about him. That molly falls a little shallow. He's given an angle as a result, and he gets away with a lot of damage. One molly falling slightly shallow, and it gives him a huge multi-kill. Isaac back in the spawn. I don't know about him. Body's clearing this manual mode, but it's a scuffed clear. And so it's left to Masuta, AWP in hand. He's going to need an ace in the 1v2 if he wants to win this, and Acor won't give him the room nor the respect. Double digits for Gamer Legion. They're eyeing up that trip into Paris.
So I just immediately like...
Vision looked like that was a little bit obscure, but still, it's a 3-on-3. Oh, the taps are coming in. Volt, he's in trouble. Alex, he's got the right idea. Keep it going. If you do a little bit more, it might actually have a shot at it here. But the retake against Crucial will be very, very tricky. There's no one coming up from the hallways behind, and they're getting shut down. Wrinkle now. He's waiting for someone to make a mistake, but it's never going to happen. It's a 5th round for Into the Breach. It's curious how much effort Bait are putting into control in the middle right now. I don't really hate it. It's just that, again, it's a little bit out of the metric currently for how people like to play the CT side, and I wonder if Into the Breach are starting to realize just how much the CTs are fighting for their middle, and whether or not they're going to want to really try and crunch it. Because if you split middle through underpass as well, some of these CT positions are going to be a lot weaker.
No, completely. I feel like that's kind of the reason that kind of led into that boost inside of mid, right? The fact like, right, we know that they've been boosting and they've been kind of stacking up inside of mid. Let's see what we can do with a little bit of an off angle, and it works out in Crucial's favor. I mean, you don't usually hit those, and he does get spotted out first, but god damn, that flick, pretty damn clean. We see a timeout here from Bait as they just take a moment, reset the mental. What was really important there from Wrinkle was the fact that he survives with the AWP as well. 6.1k in his pockets allows him to be able to buy and drop over to the rest of his team. There is actually a full buy now going to be available off the back of this one, and I think they might go for it. They do indeed. Wrinkle's now down to flat 0 as he buys up some weapons for his team, giving Bait another opportunity to keep the pressure on into the breach as the game is now leveled out 5-5. And Rinko, this is something new. Aggro warping, completely blinded. Thomas says, get out of my mid lane.
This is one of the reasons why playing aggressive middle CT side is tricky. Thomas, he nearly had the vision for it, but not quite. Alex with some good revenge, and now they're running for it. They're going straight for the B-bomb side. They don't want to slow it down. Cypher is there with another opening, and Volt, as a second-hand man inside of the bomb site, they have it under control. Missed shot, but I'm not even sure why Bait are fighting for this. They don't have the money. They're in a 2 versus 4. Owner, obviously, in his mind, thinking if I get 2 straight headshots and, you know, we can turn it into a 2-on-2, it's sick. But in reality, on the long field, it's probably not going to be playing out that way. So, back in the lead Into the Breach, 6-5.
Almost carbon copy of last round. Find
Very
that opening
close.
pick inside of mid and then just execute over towards B just a lot faster. Captain Kirker, well, he doesn't have the same benefit that Wrinkle did in that previous round of the 6k in the bank. Does save the AWP though, a little bit of util, defuse kit available as well. I mean, it's not the worst thing. A hero AWP is pretty decent. They are going to be hunting for this though, but he recognises, you know what, there could be someone behind me, there could be someone in front of me. Don't peek the angle, for the love of God, Kirker. I know you like swinging and going for crazy kills, but you are not the primary AWPer. Would not be surprised if he swung and just got absolutely bodied there, but thinks about it, recognises the situation.
Finishing things off, the pistol round will tell us so much more, Hugo.
Yeah, those wings were flapping in the first half. So many instant XX for Falcons on the T side, and well, Gamer Legion won't be too patient themselves. Body tip-tapping away, jump shot by Kios, picked out of the sky. Kenny S tries, but he fails as they drop in with backs turned, no heads to hit. Im does fire back. 5-on-3, and Gamer Legion even send it into spawn. They have flashes if they want to fight for more, and they'll send them out. Dink done, and look at these jump shots connecting. Masuta will stop the bleeding with 3 more kills, but that wasn't enough in the last round of the half, and it might not be again. It's put into the clutch. 1v1, experienced member of Team Falcons, but it's Isaac with the damage and with the finishing blow. 11-5, Gamer Legion survive a pistol round.
Dude, that was such a seesaw as well, kiltering back and forth constantly. The Masuta madness in CT to try and give the Falcons fans something to look forward to. MBK in a 1v1 clutch as well. And that's how it ends. That dink onto him was just despicable, bud.
Yeah, Masuta, I mean, he's done so much work in 2 rounds. There's 6 kills in 2 rounds. Both of them lost. And that last one was really hurt as well. The round number 15, where they didn't check on the balcony after killing 2 close A players. Just the pace of the T-side screamed frustration for Falcons. They didn't do much defaulting. They didn't really do many mid-takes and let their AWP work. Kenny not given much of an opportunity there. He's got a scout now. He's going through a smoke. But Keels is out Palace. And Gamer Legion with a standard AXX are just shredding them. 2 entries and more smokes, pushing them back layers at a time. And look at that jump for Acor. How does he make it here? He might pay the price of that wall bang. But just crosses and then crosses back. Bomb's going down now. But this is, without a doubt, a 12th round. Looking to save the FAMAS on body. 30 kills in the last map, 5 right now. A fall from grace, flat on his face. And again, the opposite for that of Isaac. 17 and 5. What an unbelievable scoreline. And Sui resurging from that first map as well, where he carried Gamer Legion, kicking and screaming over overpass.
Yeah, I really hope the Falcons take a bit of a decision to try and bring body back into the fold, right? It's common that sometimes if someone's like falling off a little bit, you try to set them up more, right? You try to give them the flashes, try to bring them back into the fold, give them a couple of easier fights, and make sure they've got that support system around them, because if you can get body switch back online, that might be your saving grace. If not, you know, you're kind of running out of options here. MBK and Kenny might be giving it all they've got, but it doesn't feel like it's enough not to go up against the might of this Gamer Legion squad, where everyone's had their moments. I mean, you know, you talk about Isaac and Sui being up top of the board, but even then, Acor has won rounds single-handedly and kept up that really, really strong second map performance. Sui opens in this round, only the pistols and the saved guns to worry about. And so Gamer Legion are breathing easy right now.
He's holding so much attention in middle as well. They can just run their A execute, and I think Gamer Legion, right now the game plan is looking so basic but so perfect, just running A smokes until Falcons stop them, doing Palace pops. It's actually how Falcons won most of their rounds on the T side. They decide against it though. Maybe they realize this A stack's in play. They saw a couple towards Connect to go back. Body just trying to position himself right with the FAMAS. But the longer that goes on, the more doubt that seeps in. Gamer Legion 4 rounds from the major. And a back-to-back affair. A team that's held together for months at a time. Core of which was added 7 months ago. That's a while in Counter-Strike. They believed in the system, and right now it's paying off. Here's the FAMAS, body versus them all. He does take that first kill, but already the ammo departing and jumping back to try and get a reload off is exactly what Sui expected. Late to middle, tag for the Deagle, but Sui will finish with 3 solid gold. Gamer Legion 3 away.
Yeah, this now puts a tremendous amount of responsibility on this first rifle round, man. If Falcons don't find something right now, they might never find anything at all on this third map. They have to stick the landing here and now, or else Gamer Legion are going to run all over them. Kenny S dons that AWP, but look at this round from Gamer Legion. Full disrespect out through the ramp, fast A play. Body trying to play up close on the stairs. Jumped over him. IM's hit him with a Tony Hawk move, man. He just kick flipped him. Oh my God, MBK trades one back from the connector. Out for revenge. A skater boy says, see you later, boys. IM's removed and Sui's gone as well. Falcons will reply.
It's one way to do it. Didn't feel like that was in their wheelhouse after that opener, but hey, finally, an A play suppressed, and that will force a lot of respect out of Gamer Legion in a T side that they were showing absolutely none of it. Unreal. What?
but that's like the most insane trigonometry I've ever seen. Yeah, like that's ridiculous.
The thing that's even wilder was like Body was playing, kind of looking down slightly, both to dodge flashes, but also to spot shadows under the smoke. He saw the feet coming. He's like, I'm about to get peeked, and then suddenly the guy just leaps over his head. That's one way to throw off the shadow advantage, I tell you.
All right. That can light a fire onto Falcons or Gamer Legion. Hey, they barely worry. They barely wonder. They just go right back to what's working. That's a great jump for Python, though. He's going to try and stay alive at the back of the site. Flash perfect. Kios hunts him down, and that's the bomb committed in the site. The molly not respected, and the plant denied by Misuta. Over for more as well. The AWP is found, almost whiffed by Isaac. He's getting run out right now. They're playing their own game. They're meeting them. And now it's Sui and another clutch, a big flank, but going through the window will be his demise. Body is ready. And that's another round for the Falcons, 7-13. They're happy to take these brawly battles if they want.
Masuta as well has just been such a force to be reckoned with on this map, man. Like, he turned the A site into an abattoir. He was just slaughtering everyone. It's insane just how much momentum he can affect. And that's what you need to see. Again here, though, tactical timeout being used. Ash, the UK representation of this squad, getting an opportunity to talk, and he's always had such a good outlook on the game. It was one of the things that he really took from his time developing the UK scene. For when he went international, he could provide so much insight, and it's so damn good to see this whole roster right now living off the back of that. Here, though, Gamer Legions are the one finally on the back foot. And this will be Falcons trying to follow through with the investment they've been able to hold on to. Kenny on the AWP, the rest of the boys armed with the M4, full utility, nothing to work with for Gamer Legion, just the pistols.
Ash wasn't the only Brit to go through this team at one time. It was actually Mezzi's first attempt at international Counter-Strike, right? Moving out of the UK scene, went into Gamer Legion and got the eye of many a man, including Mr. Greer. And as, of course, ended up on Fnatic and gone 3-0 straight to the Legends stage. So Gamer Legion has somewhat been the staging platform for many of the players we know and love today. Oh, not like this,
man.
Not like this. BK can't save the day. It's in with the shots.
Wow, and if you're Falcons, you want to give this a go. You don't want to admit defeat versus only the pistols, but you're 2v5. You might have no other choice. Kenny's trying to move in, but the Deagles, the scavenged guns, they're lusting for blood. Im wants to put this to rest right now, and he brings Python down low. Gamer Legion with nothing to their name in this round. They find it. They find 14, and heartbreak for Falcons, who were trying to stage this. No, an impossible comeback from 13-5 down after the pistol on the half. Yeah. And this is how the wheels fall off the wagon. This is how it all comes undone. The Deegs do it to them. And that is a big confidence-boosting round for Gamer Legion. You don't have to worry about this game getting close. You don't have to worry about, you know, staving off more of these rifle rounds. You bring the heat right there, next to nothing in your pockets, next to nothing in your name. And now a timeout for the Falcons. They've got a big problem to solve.
It's so invigorating winning rounds like that, especially when they're just on the precipice of Paris. And Body again, the carry of the previous map. Attempting to make more opening moves in middle. He's 1-6 in opening duels. Last map, he was 6-2 up. He was cracking skulls. Now it's his bones that may be laid to rest and put down to that 2-2 game. While Gamer Legion run it back one more time. 14-7, and they have not shown an ounce of respect on this T side. Until Falcons demand it, Gamer Legion won't supply it. Mid-util, even a molly in front of the con smoke to make sure that Falcons can't get aggressive. They've managed to find a way, though, through Catwalk, making a push through. Gamer Legion bypass this position and try and get into B.
And they've thrown in the full A exec. And normally when this has happened, Gamer Legion have just disrespect played out through ramp. Kios is selling this right now. No one has the info, and IM's just opened up the B play like that. Body dead.
Unreal.
What a fall from grace for him after that high-flying second map. You were hoping he was going to be the savior, but put in a casket to close out a 15th round for Gamer Legion. It's not even worth Falcons considering this. And Gamer Legion know how tight the money is. They saw weapons board up here. They know this is a force buy. And so if they can hunt some of these guns, if they can knock them out of play, that tees Gamer Legion up for the win and a run into the Paris Major with a 3-1 record. They've spotted these guns in mid, and they should come hunting. They've got a man moving up through A. Kios could take some of these out of play. This is a very respectful round as far as it goes, worrying about their own money more than their opponents. They really could have gone for the throat here. They could have afforded to throw even one man at this to try and take something out of the round. The one thing they meet is this pistol on Masuta, and he ends up better armed. So out of all the ways this could have gone, that's the worst. At least he gets out with a weapon. Masuta offered up some big moments to try and make this happen. And now he's armed with an AK, heading up against 15 for Gamer Legion. These last few rounds, they found a way in. It's over here towards B, and with how this half started, with the countless, you know, just A set pieces where it's really simple, it's really stripped back and basic. You know, you're just running standard set smokes in a way and out through the ramp like madmen. Gamer Legion have fully conditioned them to be so worried about this A-side utility. I almost wonder if they double fake in this round, right? Or is this just going to be the contact play over towards ramp because they're jiggling? They look interested.
Sometimes it's best to keep it simple, and some of these T rounds really have been the epitome of that. Explosive pushes, and this time with lurkers to supplement. Isaac coming in through underpass. Ramp ready to react, and if Falcons want to force the first fight, Gamer Legion have the players to trade here. Akor's going to go back and throw a set piece. Body finally making the move that they desire. He hears the footsteps. Kiels takes a safer angle. Doesn't want to spring his trap just yet. That smoke comes in from the short side. Kenny waits for this top mid kill. This will be a huge one, but it's only 1/2 of the split, and he's announced it from lower as well. And Molly's going to keep Kenny out of control. Body in a very powerful position. Keels is looking the wrong way, and Body takes that much-needed opening kill and the real estate to follow. Python stops one more, and they're getting dragged to hell and back in this round. Falcons looking to fight for another. A 2-on-5 attempt now, but no time to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to give it a go.
Still going through the apartments. Yeah. This is wild to even be attempting this.
Shows where they're at.
Another kill out of Isaac on the wrap round. This is a last second play in a B, but the bomb will get dropped here by Masuta, and that's the deal sealed on that round.
The fact that they're going for that is just a sign of the times.
Desperate times for the Falcons, and desperate times calling for desperate measures. They've stayed afloat, but the tides are very much against them. Gamer Legion have just got so much space, and they're even going to call in a little timeout now. Direct eye contact being made, focused in.
Alpha stuff. And they know it. They're
like,
not,
did you even have time? You have time to play up to the cameras and do a bit.
Yeah.
You're literally doing a bit in the
it's so ridiculous.
3-1 game for the major. You had time to just tune out whatever your coach is saying and focus on doing the bit.
They're not scared, dude. They're not scared at all. They don't feel like there's any hope of a comeback. They have 7 chances to find a round. Falcons have really not shown their best face in this map. From 2 very close maps the whole way, trading rounds back and forth to a dominant game all the way along for Gamer Legion, and one where they feel like they haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg, where they haven't even, you know, shown anything on this T side. A couple of nice fake rounds, but mostly just brawly A hits. Sui again under the con smoke. The con man, and I'm finds every opener yet again. What a flash. So he runs right by, but he turns around in time, sees another body trade. There's more where that came from. Akor in middle with the orb, and they fire through the smoke.
This might be the beginning of the end, the great unraveling. Masuta up in the apartments, clean execution onto Kios, but still plenty of time for Gamer Legion. They're not committed here. They can go wherever they want. They've got all this control over in middle. Iam's heading in through the apartments.
They're like
Masuta leaving B. I mean, in moments like this, when you're a man down, some sort of risk, some sort of gamble usually taken. And so Masuta trying to play the best of both worlds is kind of leaning back into the market. Will reposition in. Might catch this short flank. Oh, misses that timing. Misses the timing on the window. These are horrible timings for him. Will get one at least, and now it's Python 1v2 to try and keep Gamer Legion in this. Try and deny that run to the major, to Paris. But Acor in the post plant with this orb. Whole different beast, and he's holding for it. The screams ring out as Gamer Legion. They're going to Paris.
They do it again, not once but twice, back to back at RMRs and Sui. The guy left on the sidelines from the Mouse NXT project, the Mouse team that went on to even be top 4 at the previous major, but he makes it again. He makes it before they even do. While they sit in 2-2, Sui smiles on with his boys, and this young gun squad again qualifies